Oh dear God. Okay, I'm rolling it on the map, and I'll tell you what I got.
We've been playing for 23 hours. It's the best we can do.
What's a booze of oofula? Okay.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Jason Gillette, and thank you so much for joining us on Campfire Quest. Today, we're going to be playing for 24 solid hours, Dungeons and Dragons, right here, all to help raise money for the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children, which is why I'm starting off the entire stream with an Arnold Palmer, one of my least favorite drinks ever. For the children. Around the table with me is the normal Campfire Quest crew, -1 for now, but you're going to find out why in just a second. And they're going to be here the whole time too. We have a pile of pillows and a couple blankets for naps if they're necessary, but for the most part, this is happening. We're somehow going to do this for 24 solid hours.
We're going to die.
As we're getting started, we should go ahead and say hello to everybody else around the table.
Yes.
Guys, put your Wizardology books away. It's time to say hey to everybody.
Of course.
Away goes the Necronomicon.
Well, hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Are we introducing our
Yeah,
characters?
you do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Hello. My name is Grant. I play Monolith, the rogue Earth Genasi. He's real rambunctious, and he has a New Jersey accent. Well, a really bad New Jersey accent.
Fantasy New Jersey.
Yeah, fantasy New Jersey.
Yeah.
Not real one.
I'm Parker Gillette, and I play the half-orc druid Janet Tammy Woodspin, who is the best person in the entire world, and I'm excited to play.
Are we just going to forget the fact she still has dragon eggs on her?
No,
I haven't
I
forgotten.
have a scale. I don't have a dragon egg. I have a dragon
It was
scale.
just the scale?
Mm-hmm.
I could have swore you kept an egg.
No, there were no eggs.
There were
We've
no
never
eggs.
encountered any eggs.
Look, it feels like it's been like 20 months since then, even though it's been like 2.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
It does feel like
Regardless, I expect a worm encounter within 24 hours.
We got to fill 24 hours somehow.
And last, but certainly least, is Valandro Mareko, the half-elf ranger, who, I don't like that look, who,
It's good.
at the very end of everything...
Yeah, we got a donation for crying out loud.
Oh, already?
Yeah, come on.
Wait.
How much?
Wait.
By who?
We're
I want to
only
give him a shout
expecting-
out.
We were only expecting 4 of them. We were going to space them out over the 24 hours.
Hold on a second.
Wait, do we have the thing ready?
The wheel?
The wheel?
We have the wheel?
It's a die roll table.
Yeah, it's a die roll now, but
Oh, well, yeah, but
We do.
Where is it?
It's
how much we get already?
A $5
Wow.
donation.
A fivey?
Oh my goodness, we got a $5.
A fiver!
Straight
Not
up.
to be confused with Fiverr.com, which you can go
We
to.
might. Got ourselves a $5.
I should probably finish my introduction so we can get to the.
Yeah.
So we can get to intro.
Who are you?
I'm Valandro Marenko. I'm the half-elf ranger who has gone through many of arcs since the start of this. He's gone through a kid who knew nothing, to a kid who wanted nothing to do with the world, to a kid that just wants to experience life to his fullest now. And if I last remember, we kind of freeze-framed on him partying, which is my favorite bit, so I believe.
Throwing back some elbows, right?
I was so suspicious of you.
Yeah, when you said elbow.
I was expecting that to be like the headlight fluid of Campfire Quest.
Yeah. I need that left-handed screwdriver, son.
Give me some washer juice.
And Joe will be joining us later. She plays the half-elf Quinn Brickard, or Brickard. There are a couple dwarven pronunciations, and that's starting to come into play. We'll find out exactly what the Brickard name has to do with this in just a little bit.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
But were we able to isolate who our very first donator was yet?
The dog 79.
The dog 79.
You the dog,
7, 8.
dog.
They just donated more.
The dog.
Oh, wow.
Slow down,
Whoa.
dog.
Ah.
Is that Mabel? Is that Hattie or
Boy.
Mabel?
Is it one of the... Hello?
It's
What
one
are
of
you
your
doing back
dogs.
there?
If they got our credit card, we're in trouble.
What you don't realize is you're just donating yourself.
They heard they get treats every time there's donations. How did you know? You're such smart doggies.
Too smart.
So we're gonna do 2 rolls already,
Let
right?
go. Shh. We don't tell them this yet.
What? We don't have anything.
We haven't even explained the rules of the
No.
24.
Damn, we aren't even there yet.
Well, we might as well get started with that before we go, because when we get back, we're going to be playing. So before we roll the intro, let's take care of our first awesome donations that are so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like real. Real.
Yeah.
5% of our goal has already been met, right?
They had a message on their donation. They said, you guys are doing really great.
Oh my god. Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you.
So sweet. That's so hard.
I'm so glad they weren't here later. I mean, of course we're doing great. We just got started. It's easy now.
Give it
Things
20.
haven't devolved yet.
Orbeez are growing though.
Just wait until. Damn it, Grant!
I'm sorry. It's
Of
really.
course, they're going to be growing for 24
It
hours.
surprises me how fast they're growing.
It's like a spectacle for you.
I can't wait for Grant to be in a position where he's got a significant other and there's a young baby on the way.
And how-
Every day is going to be like, the
It's
baby's in
growing!
there. Oh, the baby's growing.
And then when like I have the baby, like, is it bigger than it was yesterday? Is that how that works?
It said in 20 years it would be full size. Okay, well, let's get this table, because what we're going to be doing is every time we get a series of donations, maybe every half hour or so, but often right away. Oh gosh, it happened again.
Oh my god.
Again?
Charles Frey donated $3.
Yep.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
Charlie, thank you so much.
All right.
Do we know Charles Frey?
We do know Charles Frey.
That's
It's
great.
very kind of you, Charles Frey.
All right, we'll be doing a single roll for these clusters as they come in.
Okay.
You should do it on the
Oh yeah, on the
table.
We still have
Oh
an
yeah, so
intro.
We got cable cam.
Okay, map cam.
map cam.
Before we do that, I gotta find my drive. I've gotta find.
I should have gotten air horns, so every time we got one, I could have been like, and then have everybody leave immediately.
That would be atrocious.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough right there.
All right.
Right
Funny
there.
though.
Oh,
Just-
it's the same person. The dog is Charles Frey.
Oh,
nice.
really? Well, even still.
$13. Charlie, slow down.
Are you okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna use this extra life die that I got from Ozzy from when six months ago you were doing your 25-hour stream.
Oh no, that was from when I went to Extra Life United a few months ago.
Oh,
Yeah, they were handing out dice. I got this shirt right here, which is I'm wearing it for our first session because hopefully it'll bring in good luck, bring in the donations for Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. It's already working. We're at $16 in total.
Whoa!
oh my god.
And we've only been at this for like 10 minutes. So mathematically, if you think about it, we're going to over exceed 200.
Let's not knock
So
on wood.
when we get to 200, we're
Don't knock on wood.
I'm
knock
not.
on
I don't want
Grant.
to jinx it.
Knock on Grant, yeah.
That's rude.
Parker got it.
when we hit 200, we're done, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
No.
that's exactly
No.
how
We're
this
trying to go
works.
over
The kids
Because
only
it's
need
for the
Brother.
children.
for the children.
All right, here we go.
The
then.
little babies, they grow every day.
Let's
I'll
just-
be using this extra life die,
Yes.
and you're gonna be 1-2.
Oh.
You're gonna be 3-4.
Crap.
You're gonna be 5-6.
I'm screwed.
We're
Here it
gonna
comes.
roll, and
2/3
then
chance,
when
right?
we figure out who gets the
Who gets the
roll
punishment?
of
Each have a
reward.
1/3 chance of getting screwed.
Roll of reward. What is this?
Well, some of these are going to be rewarding for me to watch you do. So
Oh no! If I have to jump in the pool first thing,
Dude,
Charles,
no,
I'm
that
coming
is a
for you.
reward. That is absolutely a reward, at least in my eyes.
this is a mixed bag, and I wouldn't even say they're in 1 through 20 order. It's
Yeah.
pretty random.
I'll
so
take
let's
that
just see
punishment for
who's
you.
going to be getting
Okay.
this. I'll throw it on the map cam.
Or map cam.
Yes!
Oh man.
3.
Come
All
on.
right, and now do
We've
you wanna
just
roll
crossed
your
Dungeons
own
and Dragons
D20?
with Mario
Yeah.
Party.
Oh,
God. Oh, okay.
one number.
A 13.
Unlucky.
13. Eat a whole orange.
I can do that.
Yes,
That
you
is
can.
so
That's-
doable.
That's doable. I just did that.
Wait, peel and all?
No.
Uh-oh.
Because
That
that
was
sounds
right.
like the real punishment.
The dog, or Char, said, if Grant doesn't go in the pool, I'll donate more. So no pool time. Sorry.
No
if Grant
pool time?
doesn't go in the pool.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll take it too. Honestly, I would have to take the shirt off if I win the pool because I don't know how these
Fully
react.
clothed.
Yeah, but
Required, Grant. Required.
Please, this shirt is so
Required!
important
Do
to
we
me.
sit and watch you eat the whole orange, or do you just take care of that on your own?
I mean,
Take
we
care
paused
of
the
that
stream.
on her.
Grant, I don't know why this took you so long to do.
Or you have to eat it in like a minute.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. And
let's
like,
Yeah,
put a
there
time
has to be a
limit. We
punishment
gotta put a
aspect
time
to
limit.
this.
Yeah, if you're not potentially going to choke to death,
Okay.
what are we even doing here?
What's even-
30,
the point.
like 30 seconds. You gotta eat that whole thing or something.
Okay, but you gotta give me a second.
And you have to figure out a word that rhymes with orange.
Door hinge.
Red, orange.
George. You gotta pronounce words weird. Eminem talked about
Who
that.
are you?
Yeah, Eminem talked about how to rhyme with orange. Yeah.
Just the other day, I was marveling at how Kid Rock rhymed bayou with bayou.
Like BY space YOU versus
Like
Bayou.
shrimp on the bayou, them's all the things I ain't gonna buy you.
Oh! Hey, these don't have seeds, right?
Hey, it's Kid Rock. I'm not saying
Wait,
it's
we
good.
gotta have a timer. I can pull up a timer on my phone.
Okay.
Okay,
30
okay.
seconds.
Wait,
Wait, let's do 45 seconds.
45 seconds?
Yeah.
Ugh,
40.
At that point, you might as well just sit back and enjoy it.
gosh, 45.
45 seconds to eat an orange? That's
45
nothing.
minutes.
45 whole
Okay.
minutes.
All right, ready?
Does this count like chewing too, or?
No, I just have to swallow
Okay, go.
this.
Okay, ready, set, go. Oh my! Was that half of it already? Wow, maybe we should have done 10 seconds. No, we shouldn't. 45.
Please tell me, on the punishment list, we have a spoonful of cinnamon.
No, that's
I want.
possibly
You know what?
it'd have to be outside.
Let's make that a milestone.
Okay.
Make that a milestone.
We'll
I
have
will
to
do
get
it.
We'll have to get a
Ozzy will
camera.
do the cinnamon
I will do the cinnamon challenge. I will do the milk challenge.
when we
We're
hit
at,
the.
we're at
we don't-
30 seconds.
We don't have milk,
We
but we
hit
have
30.
cinnamon.
We can get somebody to get
You got
milk.
15. You got 10. Ooh, and if you don't make it, you gotta jump in the pool. New rule just now.
What's that?
You done? She's done.
What?
She's done.
Two people said you have to go to the pool.
Who has to go to the pool? now?
Wait, now we have contradictions. Now we have to
Hold
have
on
a
a second.
donate
I
off.
think the first person meant go in the pool, but I'm confused. So.
Who
If
has to
ever,
check-
Zoe, if ever you want to, like, you can
Thank
pull
you.
up our participant
you.
ID and it'll
Thank
actually
you.
show you all the people who are donating and whatnot.
Maybe
So
we
that'll
should-
be a
maybe we
great
should
way
roll
to
the
keep
intro
track of that
before
stuff.
everyone's in the pool. Or maybe we should. We gotta. Oh, we should have like a camera that follows us to the pool. And we.
I thought about getting like multiple extenders for these so it can like follow.
Well, we could even like get a video and put it in the Discord or something like that.
Yeah,
We have a Discord?
that'd be a good Instagram
Well-
video, right?
Huh?
That'd be good on the Insta.
Yeah. Let's
We could get.
put things-
We could.
So
do it.
seriously,
job,
what milestones?
Rowdy.
I am willing to do the cinnamon challenge. I'm willing to do the milk challenge. I'm willing to do other
What's the
challenges.
milk?
I don't know what milk's
A
all
whole
about.
gallon of milk.
Oh no, no, no.
That's
That's unhealthy. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
You'll
for you.
like
No,
hurt
you can't do
yourself.
that.
No, it's really bad.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Well, we're not trying to
You're
kill
not-
ourselves.
We don't want to hurt you. We like you.
I made
That's what cinnamon challenge hurts just as bad.
No, milk's
No.
got like dairy in it.
Bro, if I drank a whole gallon of milk, not only would I
Have you guys
vomit,
seriously
but I
not
would-
heard of the milk challenge?
No, I have. I
No.
saw Daniel Tosh do it. It looked disgusting.
You
Yeah,
know in
that's-
Parks and Rec, what one of Leslie Knope's jokes is that she'll drink 8 full glasses of milk in a row, and Anne walks up to her and she's like, nope, 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 and she takes the milk out of her hand
Yeah.
and walks her off stage.
I love that.
But
I'd say
those will be milestones.
I'd say cinnamon is when we hit our 200.
Yeah.
And
I
didn't
feel like
wanna say-
cinnamon's like a 100.
No.
What you keep asking questions and then answer them. What do you want to do?
I feel like it's 100.
Okay, then cinnamon's 100, and the milk challenge isn't a thing
No.
on property.
We
You
do-
guys aren't fun.
I'll buy you a gallon of milk and let you chug it at your own house.
Let's get tased
Right
for
now,
charity.
my-
Anybody got a taser?
So here,
Roll the intro.
actually, I'd do it.
I know. I kind of.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I've been
tased.
tased
Oh,
before,
this is
so
You've been tased?
Yeah.
We got a sub?
Yeah.
There's a new sub. Yay! Who was that?
The dog.
Charles.
we're spending a lot of time on this because it's new and exciting.
Blow it up. Yeah, are you kidding? We're gonna do this
We've
for
not used
24
Streamlabs
hours.
ever, so we've been flying in the dark about all this stuff. But anyways, I believe we have an intro to roll to
Yeah.
and keep us on track.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. In the background, we see Grant, and we should probably just mention what's happening. Grant is running his hands through what looks like giant mutant tapioca.
This needs more water.
But it's actually, what are these things called? Ubi?
No, water balls.
Water balls?
They're off-brand Orbeez.
Off-brand Orbeez, so like Blorbeez.
Florbees indeed.
And he's added the water, and we've put them in some jars, and they take 24 hours to grow to full size.
It's 20.
Right. The
You're
babies,
treating them like they're your children.
right?
These are my children.
And they look like frog eggs.
So yeah, you know.
I was
it-
thinking
it
fish
fits.
egg, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
man.
Grant's a frog.
It's caviar.
At some point in the next 24 hours, we're going to
Yeah,
see
but
them
frogs are
grow
like
to
princes.
maturity.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
the ones you kiss.
Someone give me a kiss, I'll turn into a prince. I'm a frog now.
For all like 0 people that got I just quoted the Power Rangers movie, thank you. Just
Wow, I never would have got that.
so I think we have a game to play, but before we do that, I kind of want to do something first.
Well, I'm not going to stop you.
Remember how I've been conspiring against you?
Should I stop you?
So you might know what's coming your way. You might not.
I'm going to play like I don't.
But I am presenting you with a certain something today.
Ooh.
See, I feel so confident walking past this.
It's
Somebody
okay.
taped it really well. You now have, and I really hope people can hear me. I'm sorry if they don't.
I have now, because I'm seeing it. Ooh, it's so pretty.
That's really fun.
Wait for it.
It's a new badass DM screen.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's literally so sick.
So beautiful.
Can we
Let me.
can
Let me
we
show
show
that
it?
off.
Yeah.
Let me show that.
Lay it out on the map, Cam?
First, you should see what I've been dealing with, so you know what kind of crap is being replaced.
Whoa! 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 I am right here. Thank you.
Did you make that?
I only,
Yeah, I made
I
that.
only meant the label part.
Sure.
I meant the label
Sure
part.
you did.
I had
You know,
to
I put
cross
my
out the
time and
S.
energy into that DM screen.
I
Huh?
love everything about it except what I did to ruin it.
Sure.
What I did to ruin it. And also, I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about this new one.
And
That's messed up, bro.
so he has this like official
Turn on the
Campfire Quest.
fireplace
This
and
is
just
your
in there.
belated birthday present,
Thank you.
and I thought this would be the
Happy
perfect time to
birthday
present it to you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You're absolutely welcome. Here, my brother.
Everyone.
Ah,
Yeah.
Aw.
Thank you for being a great.
sorry that
friend.
took like
adorable.
3 months.
This is beautiful.
That is really nice. That is
Wow.
Yeah.
And now it looks like this.
That's really kick-ass.
That's so cool.
Only takes $22 to make if you guys want one.
And on
Really?
this side,
I mean,
I already
stuff.
linked you the actual screen itself.
Look at that. I
And
love
then,
the inside. It's very,
right?
it's so nice.
I mean, the other one was awesome.
I feel like there's bigger letters there though for an old man like you.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
I won't have to squint with my glasses on.
Everybody's getting roasted.
And then if you get a marker with an erasable, you can write on those. So you can have notes right on there for you.
That's so much cooler than the one Parker
That's so
made.
Because they actually have a sheet.
Come on, you guys, look.
If you look to the side right there, you'll see an area for bosses and characters.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
you can keep track of our crap
you,
instead of
thank you,
us.
All right.
So yeah, that's me conspiring against you.
Well, that's my kind of conspiring. If you ever want to conspire to give me stuff, I'm on board. As long as it's awesome like this.
That's
I'm going to take just a second to... Oh, look at all these conditions.
yeah, everything should be there for you. I even laid it out in a way I think would be most useful for you
We got a host.
in what you would need most as a DM.
Someone's streaming our stream.
Beautiful.
Yeah, CZ.
We got a host.
Yeah, Carlos.
Beautiful.
Carlos!
CC3.
Yeah.
How's it going, my dude? What's
Carlos.
good, Carlos?
What's poppin'?
Are you talking about Carlos Cordova III over at CC3 Gaming?
Correct.
Found on Twitch and Twitter?
Twitch.tv/CCC Gaming.
Oh, so it's not
CC3?
funny when I
CC3?
do it, but when Grant does it.
Anything Grant
you do it
does
like
is
once or
hilarious, 'cause
twice.
Grant's a joke.
That was almost a compliment.
That was a roller coaster ride. Feels like bringing you up only to woo.
It's just like,
Grant, you suck.
just like that was rude.
I'm sorry, Grant. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Remember when this was a Dungeons and Dragons stream?
I not
I know.
only remember it, I sense it coming right now.
Oh.
I'm scared.
Because the last time we left, we were in a freeze frame, and all of you were frozen at different places. Ozzy, you were frozen, chugging elbows of ale with the 3 poop picker-uppers who you'd befriended,
Oh my good lord.
because it's not his first rodeo,
No.
or poop rodeo.
Ew.
He's frozen right there with his friends.
It's a real shitstorm.
Jana, Tammy, you're frozen with an armload of forks and plates. You're helping.
And crying.
You're helping. Yeah, she is. There's some crying. You are dropping off some plates. You're helping set tables. The head chef decided that you weren't going to be touching any of the food, but you were capable of holding silverware and cups.
Yes.
And Monolith,
Yeah, yes.
help me with your freeze frame. Where did we leave you?
I was left on a really bad roll looking for any shady figures who might be conspiring against the king.
And you ran into that surly, angry young
We
man.
ran into the drunk guy, and he didn't give me anything.
Yeah, it was as if your presence there wasn't welcome.
No, I don't think he was cool with it.
Right. Well, the 3 of you are going to unfreeze, and you're going to begin where you left off. And last you were on your own, you were trying to locate who might be trying to kill Jules, the People's King.
Yeah.
An
Best
assassin,
king ever.
by accident, took out Drampf.
Or
And while
was it
that
a
was sad
targeted
for us,
assassination?
it was devastating for Drampf's twin brother.
Yeah.
And while the 3 of you are out there looking, Quinn was also on a quest. Quinn was also trying to figure out exactly what was going on, because she had just learned a lot of information about her husband that she didn't know. And for a relationship as strong as theirs, that was a little, well, unexpected. We'll get to a little bit, in a little bit, we'll get to exactly why Quinn is unable to do a lot of investigating right now. Something nefarious happened that your characters won't find out about for quite some time. But if you were investigating and trying to figure out who these brutes were, because that's the name of the group that seems to be out to get Jules, what would you want to do next? And which one of you would want to take the reins on this and begin the process?
Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. Wait.
Rock,
3-way
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
scissors.
Can we do 3-way rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, you
or-
can.
Okay.
Oh.
It's either going to go really well or really wrong.
If all of us pick one, then we all lose.
Oh, I'll pick scissors.
On
You're a
scissors.
liar.
You don't know that.
On scissors, shoot.
Okay.
So rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, not
Yeah.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors.
Now
Rock,
everything's
paper,
crazy.
scissors.
I mock the motion now, so we're all in unison about this.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
I got
In
you.
front of the camera.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, I did it wrong.
Boom!
You got destroyed.
Parker's down between you and me.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Ah!
So what does that mean? You're
So
gonna
Grant
take the lead?
starts.
Yes, I mean, I was about to be like, what did we just do it for?
Secretly, I actually wanted Grant to start, so
Oh.
this worked out in my favor.
Oh, wow. It was all
I don't know
planned.
why. I felt like you would be a better natural start, dude.
Maybe because of the
My dude. Well, maybe.
What do I do now?
Well, that entirely depends.
Okay.
It's nighttime.
Yes.
It's a little bit around dinner time. Some people have gone into their own bags to eat, but the communal meal that's going to be served, where probably about 80% of the people attend,
Yeah.
that's about 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away from happening. So you see a lot of people with no responsibilities milling around.
Yeah.
And you're seeing most of this by torchlight reflected in the white snow on the ground, the
Okay.
packed ice of the ground, and even the white rocky boulders, even though we all know,
Yeah.
that there's snow and packed ice, they appear to be rocks and boulders, and all of those are reflecting the torchlight, giving you a pretty good view of the people that are walking around.
Yeah.
You are probably trying to figure some things out, and if you want to locate one of your adventuring friends to work with or continue on your own. It's entirely up to you. The place where you're standing is between 3 wagons, and probably the closest people are about 20 feet away, and there's a cluster of 4 dwarves, and they seem to be passing around some oddly shaped mug or cup.
Oh. I guess I'm gonna head to the dwarves. I like that they're passing things around.
Okay.
It might be a good place to gather info.
Yeah, for sure. You approach them, and they are talking intently to one another, passing this large container, drinking. You even hear a couple of burps as you approach. They're having a good time and showing off their gaseous emanation skills.
Yeah.
When you get about 10 feet away, the conversation drops to nothing, and you take the last 5 or 6 steps in silence with 4 people, dwarves, watching you approach.
Oof, that's rough. Alright. That's so awkward. Okay, I guess.
To make you uncomfortable.
I guess I'll start with like, hey, how's it going, guys? You guys look like you're having a good time.
The one that's closest to you, who's actually holding the container, holds up the container and says, "Yeah, no more work today. We're having a great time." And then he hands it next door
Is that
to
a
the guy next
drinking
door.
noise?
Well, yeah, because there was like a lot of air and stuff going down. They seem to try to suck air down to help with what comes right after he hands
Fine.
the container off, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful dwarven belch.
Alright.
Yep.
So I guess we're like, oh, that sounds like a good time. You guys, what kind of work do you guys do?
Well, we're soldiers, so if they don't have us trying to kill people, they have us, setting up tents, digging holes.
Yeah, I probably should have guessed. That was a silly question.
No, there's plenty of people around here that aren't soldiers. We had to work hard to get where we are.
Oh, that's
Not too long ago, I was picking up frozen shit, if you can believe that.
Really, that sounds like an awful job. What a,
It sucked. It sucked. Not as bad as working in the kitchens, which I skated through as quick as possible,
Oh, yeah.
but as soon as I became a soldier, I knew I was in the right place.
yeah, no.
It's his turn again.
Is this a drinking game you guys are doing, or are you just drinking it? Like,
Well, you could make a game of it if you want. We're just trying to get drunk.
oh yeah, no, I'm just making sure because this is going around so fast. You guys want me to pick up any more? You need more alcohol, or?
Well, we're one of us was about to go pick up several. If you want to help carry, that'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. The one that you're talking to reaches over and grabs the empty or the near empty and drains the foamy, nasty backwash at the bottom. And then, hey, wait's not wanting it. And begins walking with you. And he's holding the one that they just had and another one that you didn't see. It's upside down, hanging on his arm. These elbows have a little hook that, when they're empty, makes it look like they're made to hang on your arm so you can walk with several empties.
Okay.
So you guys are walking. And it doesn't take long. You pass about 3 wagons and a couple of groups of people before you get to a couple of large kegs.
Okay.
And there's a person with a burlap bag standing in front of him.
Yeah.
It's not even you. The dwarf is so experienced at doing this. You can do whatever you want, but the dwarf walks directly up to the person with the bag and hands over the 2 empties. And the person with the bag takes the empties and turns towards the keg and then looks back up at you and says, "Who's your friend?"
To me?
Yeah, he's talking to
Oh,
the
he's talking
dwarf
to the
who
dwarf.
doesn't say anything at all. He just looks up at you.
And I'll be like, I'm new here. I just got here from further away, and I was just trying to hang with these guys. They seemed like they were having a good time.
Did you get caught in the storm? You one of the ones we saved? And he hands one of the mugs over to the dwarf.
No. I wasn't in the storm. I came from a different place.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Get caught in that storm would be a bad thing.
Oh, yeah, no, that would suck. That definitely.
Assholes that started that thing, I tell you what. Hands over the second elbow. Well, good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you, too.
The dwarf begins to walk off, and as you and the dwarf are walking away, he's holding 2 mugs, but he kind of holds his elbow out, and he says, "Name's Bills."
And I'll touch my elbow to his elbow and be like, name's Monolith.
Good to meet you, Monolith.
Nice meeting you too.
Doesn't take long before you guys, after walking in a little bit of silence, make it back to the group, and as soon as you get back, you start handing around the elbows,
Yeah.
and they go from person to person.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep, a bunch of silent drinking with the occasional loud belch, followed by some slaps on the back when it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Did
Sounds like my
did
college
people
years.
know that there was an assassination attempt?
We were told beforehand that nobody knows.
Nobody knows about it. Good to know, because it's been such a long time, I kind of forgot that I was about to lead with it. But, pass around the drinks. I guess I'd be like, I just got like, so, how long you guys been working for Jules, eh?
Well, I've been in the army since, I guess, his 5th season.
Oh, wow.
He gets elected almost every year. Nope, every year. Been 15, I think, now.
Wow.
I know. People love him. Love him.
Do you guys love him?
Paychecks come in. I get my sack of gold.
Yeah, that's fair. I get
Yeah.
that.
Guess if we didn't like him, we'd vote him out. What else are you going to do?
Right. Like, what other kind of... is there much competition? Like, are there other people looking to be the mayor or king?
King, the people's king.
Yeah.
You're certainly a new one.
Yeah, no, very new.
Yeah, of course. Every year, some people come out. Last couple of years, it's been close, but
Really?
yeah, Jules keeps pulling it out.
Nice. Have you guys ever heard of, like, people not liking the king? Has there ever been, like, a group of people where you're like, forget about them, they don't like our King Jules, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna have you roll now. Yeah, this is gonna be an important one.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Already?
I just want you to know ahead of time that this is important.
Don't mess it up.
Don't roll it yet. I just need to know for sure. what you're
Don't
doing
guess.
before.
Eliminated.
Yeah, what is that?
Hmm.
I'd eat the rinds, part of your challenge. 2 oranges worth of rinds. That's gonna be a new stipulation. Definitely have to eat it like an apple.
Gross.
If you eat an apple, you gotta eat the core.
You know,
We're gonna do persuasion. This is gonna be real pure. This is gonna be you actually just asking a pure question.
Alright. The only I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna put that.
Say it.
no. Just roll.
Hear no
jinxing.
evil. Speak no evil. Roll
Precisely.
no evil.
Okay. So I'm rolling for persuasion. Do we?
No, you suffer first. We'll take care of that
Oh
later.
no! I'll suffer now, and then when we get to the donation. Oh, that didn't roll. That just fell. Can I redo that?
No.
What is it?
That's
What
what
is
you
it?
get for using metal dice.
God, it's a total of 8.
That's not ridiculous.
It's only 2 below average.
What's the roll?
It's
3.
not a 1.
Oh, you have so much
I have
persuasive
so
power.
much persuasive power, and I rolled a 3.
Well, don't you worry, because the dwarf that you've been speaking to looks at you, and the other 3 all kind of aim their eyes up and look at you, and they then all look to the one that's been speaking to you, Bills,
Mm-hmm.
and Bill says, "No, we all love the king. Everybody loves the king."
Oh yeah, no, of course that makes sense. You know, I get that, but on the inside, Monolith is like, I gotta get out of here. This is scary. I don't know where I got this knowledge, but this is like a cult.
They don't respond to your inner monologue.
Yeah, no.
In a
I
monolith.
Inner monolith. No, if you combine
Inner
monolith and
monologue.
monologue, it'd be monologue.
Hey, so I heard something about donation and him having to roll.
Wait, hold on. I thought we rolled the d6 to see who had to roll.
Yeah, that's accurate. So
You could have just said yes.
we have to build these patterns up front.
I know. And because I said that, that's all the karma headed my way.
Yes, you better roll a 5 or a 6.
Could I get that special?
Yes. A special die.
Yeah, thank
Do
you.
we know the name of the donator?
Yeah, and what's the information about her?
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Wow.
They're a big organization. Don't anger them.
Yeah, no. They just came in like, hey.
Thank you.
Was the quantity anonymous?
It was $10.
No!
I'm sorry, microphone.
That's like, that's
Yeah, you're wired up differently now, bud.
50%.
I just spiked the reds. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, all right, here we go then. All
we
right,
go.
what's happening?
Roll.
Should we do-
Oh.
Just remember, if you want to see us go through more punishments, all you have to do is donate at minimum $1. If your name pops up on the little banner down below, we know we have to roll and endure something very hard, but at the end of the day, it is for the kids. So there's a panel down below for you to click, and let's get to rolling.
For now.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, it might be $10 donations.
Yeah.
We're new at this, so
Yeah, this is first time.
Hey, let's mess the fuck up.
That's our one
You
F-bomb for
already
the 3
used
hours.
the F-bomb.
I mean,
Fudge. Fart blossom.
we can say frick.
Finny-knacker, I don't
No.
know.
We can't say frick.
Not in my Minecraft server.
Oh, okay, sorry. This is a Christian Minecraft server.
Jason's
I
mean.
can't see what that
That's
says.
an 18.
And they're relatively current.
That's
Oh.
18 for Parker.
Please let it be a
I
bad
don't
one.
know- I don't
Please
know
let it
what
be a
I
bad
wrote
one.
down. I don't
Please
know
let
what
it be a
I've done
bad
to
one.
myself.
Come on,
They're
come
all
on.
supposed to be bad ones.
Yeah.
18. Everyone chug their current beverage until it's empty.
Oh! Thank goodness I wasn't drinking out of this right now. I would die.
Hold on. Here, since we have the lovely producer Zoe monitoring chat, should I go get a new drink and drink in solidarity?
No, I've
Yeah.
concluded for this.
That's a lot of caffeine.
Well, it doesn't have to be like another
Get another
monster.
one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Get a water bottle and chug it. I've got to chug like half.
That'll
a
be a
can.
punishment, if anything.
Oh yes. If it's specifically him, he like for a punishment, just
Oh,
make him drink.
it says and burp.
All the beverages are outside.
Oh no. That was too impressive for
Not
not
a
drinking
Minecraft
anything.
Christian stream. Come on. My Minecraft server, bro. Grant! Keep it in!
Do we have anyone responding in chat about if I should drink in solidarity? Cool.
I'll
That means
get you
they don't
water.
care enough. Awesome. That means I get to skirt by this one.
No, I believe your water's on the way.
I hate all of you.
There we go.
Melanie?
Yeah, someone said definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? So I can hate
It
them.
was our donor.
Thank you,
Or-
Donnie.
You can't hate them.
I can. And I will.
Anonymous said drink it, or they'll hack you.
Watch out.
Those things.
Slow down, Monolith. Those muscles.
Need one breath?
That was kind of impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Do I still have a burp?
No, you took care of it. You took care of it ahead of time.
So welcome.
Boom! I'm so glad it was an everybody
Thank you.
thing.
You might want to give that a bit.
Grant.
Grant, the gag is too funny.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're being arrested.
Dude, we're gonna get more viewers doing that. You gotta stop.
Joke's
Thank
on
you, Cameron.
guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Is Hattie's here?
Oh. Now my belly feels like an ocean.
What?
Because there's just a bunch of water sloshing around, you know?
Like up there? Water sloshing up there? Like with my babies?
Look how big they are.
Grant, it's not even an hour in and I
They
already
grow up so
hate your
fast.
voice.
How did Fruity Pebbles turn into tapioca?
Do you need to put more water in the colored one?
I'm thinking I might. They really just have.
We'll see what happens.
They just
Let's check it out at break and we'll,
Yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see what's going on.
They took that water.
Grant, your children, they're dehydrating.
Oh no, my children, they're dehydrating. They slurped a bowl of water.
I don't like that noise.
No.
Stop! That's worse!
Wait, how was that again?
No, it's actually like your cheeks flapping.
I can't really. I have more phlegm from the water.
Gotcha.
Have we thoroughly discussed it
Can
her
we
yet?
move on? Can
Yeah,
we
yeah,
move on?
I will take
What's
that as a
happening?
yes.
Talking to some drunk guys, soon to be drunk guys.
Yeah, they are holding their alcohol really, really well, but that doesn't mean that they're not, working on a pretty good drunkenness.
Yeah.
But that didn't make them drunk enough to start spilling any beans to you. But as far as you could tell, aside from the awkward glances, they seem like very friendly, king-loving dwarves.
Yeah. After what they just said, Monolith isn't gonna push any more buttons. He's just gonna hang out.
Okay. So you sit around and drink with them for a bit.
Yeah.
So this is kind of just fun.
Oh.
We'll go ahead and roll some beer dice just to see where you end up
Oh
on this.
no!
Just for the fun of it.
Yes.
We got beer dice.
I got these beer dice from the very Charlie that donated early in the
Oh,
stream.
look at that, Charlie! Your dice are getting used.
So we're gonna go ahead and have you roll 2D beers,
2D
2D
beers.
beers.
2D6 beers.
2D Bs.
and I've got on a scale of 12, the
Literally
most
have
drunk you could
beers
get,
on.
to 2, hardly even feels it.
Yeah.
You're somewhere in that range.
He's about to become Monolith.
Are you ready?
Pew, pew, pew.
Please no.
I
No
want
longer am I ready. Okay.
Where's
Am
my
I-
Vazuvula?
Am I-
Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela? Vuvuzela. Oh dear God. Okay, I'm rolling it on the map, and I'll tell you what I got.
We've been playing for 23 hours. It's the best we can do.
What's a Vuvuzela? Okay.
Hello.
Oh, not too bad. I got 5 total.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm about halfway
Yeah.
to the maximum.
Well, my concern was if you got to a certain level of drunkenness that you would accidentally share without being able to stop yourself that an assassination attempt had taken place.
Oh!
Luckily, you did not roll a 7.
Whoa!
That's all it would have taken?
It doesn't take much for you to get loose in the tongue with your intelligence.
Dang.
No, I'm not picking on you. It's just a fact of
That's
the game.
true. I got little baby intelligence.
You got a little baby.
But you did well. You held your
Or
liquor
baby.
and your
Those are
secrets.
so good.
I heard.
So if we were to leave you there now to pickle in your ale, I'll let the two of you decide who's going to be unfreeze framing next.
I feel like since I was second contender.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, well,
we'll go in order of the
Ladies
previously. No, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Well,
I
you
guess
do
I'm, DM dictates.
I'll take care
Can't
of
outrule.
I'll take care of my babies.
And he's such a dictator.
While that goes on.
Put
What do
water
you
in
mean
the-
take care of them? Do you stir them? Is that how
I
you
just
care
have
for
more
those
water.
children?
I don't want them to get dehydrated.
Okay.
They need
This
more
is
water.
the most care I've seen him take into anything.
Could we put him on the map? Oh my gosh.
I almost just dumped Orbeez all over your laptop.
Yeah, I was like a fucking foot away!
Hey, only 1 per 3 hours.
Oh my god!
Your computer will
That's
go.
the if we
"Yes!"
hit $1,000, we pour Orbeez on your laptop. We haven't reached that yet.
Can we definitely need that.
Wait, Grant, show the camera again.
No!
Hold it up.
How about on the map cam? That'd be safe. We can get-
No, it wouldn't!
Map cam is safe.
I don't know.
Look at those. Look at the little babies.
It's kind of dark.
Gross.
Let me see if I have
The fish.
Little fishy eggs. And in 24 hours, my babies will be full. I think I'm going to need to put those in a separate bowl.
I'm going
I'm going to need 2
Oh
bowls.
my gosh.
Does that
Zoe,
not
you
feel
should
fun?
touch
What
it.
if we just dump them all in the pool?
Zoe, you should touch it.
Oh.
I mean, you'll have a hard time getting out. Dog will eat them.
It's like the person who thinks putting
Right.
goldfish in the high school pool is a good senior
so
prank.
Poor
Okay,
goldfish.
It's heavy.
Really, yeah.
Okay. Back to
Like my
D&D.
high school was like, if you're gonna prank us, don't put goldfish in the pool. Like, do anything else but that.
Here's a list of no's.
Yeah.
Boy, I gotta tell you, I did not think I would be as excited and have my heart beating as fast as it is right now.
Yeah, the adrenaline's pumping.
That was, I think even Grant, I'm not positive, but it looked like they came up and over the lip,
Like-
and then you like did a thing. Like,
What people
sucked
don't
them
realize
back
is
up
I'm
over.
secretly a waterbender,
Yeah.
An Orby bender.
and I brought it back.
I did a little.
Like, if that went through, it wouldn't have been a trickle. That would have been like,
A pour. It would have been Ozzy's computer, my computer, and the mouse.
no,
No, it was gonna hit the
no,
screen.
my screen would have blocked all that.
I would
Then
have
would
been.
it hit your
I would have been
outlet?
impressed. There's
I-
a lot of Orbeez.
The real tragedy, of course, would have been all the lost Orbeez.
I know. How am I gonna get them back? They're all in his.
Well, this is why we
computer.
have AppleCare. It would have fallen under accidental damage, and Grant would have to pay the $93 to fix it.
I almost dumped Orbeez on his laptop.
Yeah, we were outside for like, what, 2 minutes?
Please be careful.
Sorry.
Yeah, we heard you from outside. We heard screams, we're like, what is going on?
That's true.
Hell almost broke loose. That's what almost happened, Cameron.
Ooh, okay. Boy, okay.
Dude, we're only an hour in, and like, I'm already ready to quit. My heart can't take anymore.
I was supposed to do that while you took your turn, but that kind of took up some of your turn.
This is good television.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
Digital television.
All right, well,
Okay, what were we doing again?
I'll tell you.
Thank you.
You're a half-elf.
I am.
You've been on some rather precarious character arcs,
Very much so.
and you're currently...
Just say, it's been going up.
Yes. Yeah, you just had...
I haven't
early on,
regressed yet.
there was a little bit of a roller coaster, but you have been skyrocketing now for the last... Well, ever since alcohol was unlimited and you had nothing else to do, you've been on your game.
In the past 2 weeks, Valandril has probably lived more than most in their lifetime.
Right.
Wow.
So now,
Think about that. Yeah.
Valandril, when we froze your frame and you were sitting around with the horse apple collectors and the hopper apple collectors, you had also chugged and chugged and chugged. I'm not having you roll any beer dice yet because, as we've discussed, you have been practicing the art of beverage drinking, alcoholic specifically.
And then as a half-elf, doesn't their hooch just not affect me?
Yeah, I think since you're half human, it only kind of affects you.
Dude, so let's roll the beer dice. Let's not half this. Come on. We gotta do this right.
I'm totally comfortable with the narrative that I'm spitting. I have plenty of
I've
opportunities.
never been told no so politely.
I have plenty of opportunities for you to screw some stuff up in a little bit.
Just wait.
But
Thank
as
you.
it stands right now, because I recently re-listened to your freeze frame, you are kicked back with your friends. You had the least impressive belch, but it bonded your group tightly. Your failed belch probably did more to bond you to these three surly poop picker-uppers than anything else you could have done. You might have been trying to show you were one of the guys, but by showing your vulnerability, you really became one of the guys.
One of the guys, bro. One of the dudes, man.
Dude, when you get drunk enough and it
Gross,
starts getting
bro.
like real hours, like when you just start spilling out your guts, that's how you get closer to people. That's how I got close to a lot of my friends when I was 18. So
They had an 18, was it drinking age where you were?
yes. Statutes of limitations already like far out the window, dude.
Let's not
Don't think so, young fella.
let's not count on that.
But I just remember you telling me that when you grew up in Ireland, that's just how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You can hear it in my accent, laddie.
No!
That's Scottish.
What are you doing? I mean, the same set of islands, but... Okay.
Hyperbole aside.
You have full reign now that you've got these friends. You do have a really poor role for trying to get information out of them, but you
Right.
bonded yourself really strong with them, and so now you can do just about anything you'd like. Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
This open world is the dangerous thing.
So I'd imagine we've been merry, going back and forth with the elbows, go boom. Maybe sing a tune or two. Whatever they've from the north, I'm getting a part of the culture. Remember, Valandril's ultimate goal is to get lands and titles.
Of course.
I want lands and titles. So exactly how hooched up are they? Pretty hooched?
I would say no. I would say they're holding their liquor almost exactly like you are. You because
So we
of
just
your
started.
youth, and them because they've been working all day in this cold, and a lot of what the alcohol is doing is
And
just
been
bringing them up to
alcoholics for
normal.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Maybe why they're still picking up the poop.
this is, you know what? He's going to be a bit bashful and boisterous because that's the mood that's going on right now. So as Valandril, he's just going to go, so seriously, what's the deal with the jewel guy? Go, 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 go.
Well, friend,
Ally?
for sure. For sure. It's a interesting way to qualify that, but yeah, we're allies in some sense. We're not real comfortable with bad-mouthing the king.
So, like, I know this is D&D, but can we just play, like, by Elder Scrolls rule? Like, can I use Speechcraft real fast to, like, up my...
You can try.
Now, look.
What was the last roll? You did have a roll. You were using You have not used your insight yet.
No, because that's cultural stuff, which I imagine will come in handy later with certain, what are we calling them, berserkers, reavers?
Boom. The brutes.
Brutes, thank you. I knew it was one of those generic marauder terms.
How dare.
But at this moment, he's just gonna look him straight in the eyes like, look. I know exactly what you're getting at. I had a bunch of people talking behind my back not too recently. There's this half-orc, right? I'm bringing back episode 4.
Oh
What
god.
happened in episode 4?
He got butthurt over something, I forget.
Bringing it back.
I was just trying to be her friend, and she turned me down, and I felt like all the hard work was absolutely for nothing. And it's not the equivalent of, picking up crap, but when you're on the middle of an adventure and there's some blood mage telling you you're going to die any second and somebody doesn't show you the right amount of respect, I would have killed to have a friend in my corner that just knew exactly what I was going through.
I feel you, brother. Did you kill him?
Yes.
Because that's what I'm afraid of. That's why we don't talk about the king. We don't.
You're
wanna
afraid of him killing you? Blink once for yes.
I'm more concerned about getting brought up on charges of treason, which will get you killed. Here, watch. Because that's the law.
Of course. Well, what about hypotheticals in this case? I mean, there are certain laws in certain countries to where if you threw in the word allegedly onto the end of a sentence or the beginning of a sentence, well, they can't do anything to you because everything's, hypothetical. You're not truly... You're allegedly talking about treasonous things, not actually talking about them. Do you think that works the same way around here?
No. What an interesting place you're describing. I can't imagine a wishy-washy world in which your words can be twisted so easily. Here we're held accountable for all the things that we say, no matter how we flowery doctor them up.
Well, if I were to say that... Listen, let me just be straight with you. I'm getting sick and tired of putting up this little front. I'm not a part of this kingdom, and if they want to come after me, if you guys want to rat on me, sure. It'll probably be a really fun time trying to escape. But something just doesn't sit right with me. I'm going to be real with you guys as we've been real with each other. Something about your king doesn't sit right now. I don't need you guys to say anything if you're fearing for your lives. But I need to know if there are certain things or perhaps locations that if I perhaps wandered upon would maybe yield some fruitful results. Maybe I just drunkenly stumble there, to take a whiz.
Roll for persuasion.
There we go. Just don't roll 3.
Shut up! It's gonna be a 3 now.
If it is, I'll be very
That's
sorry.
not how dice work. Oh my gosh.
They can hear you.
Well, it's a multiple of 3.
Is it 6?
6, yeah, so
Ah,
7.
there you go. I got a 1 in persuasion?
Yeah, +1.
What's
That's-
yours? Plus 5?
Ranger. Only +1.
Well, my tall friend, I just want you to understand that we like our king, and if another king gets elected in the next cycle, then we'll like that king too. Because at this point, while I don't like picking up horse apples, and while I don't like picking up hopper apples, I still get paid, and I still get to send money home to my family, and I still have the possibility of getting promoted out of this shithole one day. If you'll pardon my dwarvish.
Pardon.
Appreciate it.
Well, I think that's my cue then. I will find you guys as my stay here ends. Maybe we can have another round of elbows.
Well, that would be great. We appreciate the elbows you provided so far. And the three of them, as if on cue, bend down and start continuing to pick up the shit. One of them grabs the two nearly full bags from the other two and walks towards one of the larger fires. And even though you're not following him, you can tell that the horse apples and the hopper apples they're collecting are helping fuel the many fires around the campsite. So that's what's happening right there.
So at this moment in time, I know we're probably going to jump over to Jan and Tammy right now, but just for future, I kind of want Valandril to start skulking around the camp and trying to eavesdrop in on conversations.
Okay.
Looking.
When we get back with you, we're going to deal with a couple of stealth rolls and
Boom.
a couple of investigation rolls, because you'll be straight up investigating.
Sounds good.
Beautiful. Before we get to Jan and Tammy Woodspin, believe we got ourselves a donation to deal with.
We got a couple.
Yeah.
We got a
Couple of donations.
Gotta roll has several times. Just keep rolling.
I think for the sake of the players, we're going to have a group roll when we get multiples like this, as we come to
Everybody
a,
has to do something bad.
something like that. What did it look like? Is this a real thing? Is this happening?
The dice is right there. I can't use my short, tiny people arms to grab them. Also,
Thank you.
is there tape anywhere near you?
Yeah, over there by the. Let me get it for you.
All right, I'm going to include myself this time because I was unfairly leaving myself out quite intentionally.
We should also include the producer.
So
No, she has something else.
What does that mean?
If there's a certain milestone hit, I'm willing to fork over some money to see something happen.
Uh-oh.
we'd switched from lava cakes to Little Debbie's.
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you. Unless you want to go back to lava cakes and subject her to that.
Fine, Little Debbie's, whatever. I feel like we already have them on standby.
We did, but they're gone now, so we might have to go get some more.
Ate him.
All right, so we got rolls to take care of.
All right, here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4,
4, 5, 6.
5 will be Cameron, and 6 will be Kayla.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Hey, Kayla, you aware of this?
Wait, what am I doing?
Just wait for your impending doom.
Only if we roll a 6 do you have to do something.
Okay, well, with my luck, it will be a 6.
We got our social media manager.
Don't
and
get
our PA
eliminated.
Included in the roll.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
For the kids.
3.
You're doing this! I demand a reroll!
Hey,
what are you doing?
Well, we have to
for
do
the
a
kids,
second roll
alright?
anyway.
Chill out.
Alright.
We do have to do more than one
Go
roll.
ahead and roll your big roll out there.
That's amazing.
17. Stop, don't laugh.
Well, it's not like I can read it without my glasses.
That's so funny.
That is pretty
It's been
impressive, though.
3 times in a row. Is there
Altered.
a rule against like getting rolled too many times in a row?
No. That's why
I feel
that's why I
like
microwaved
she
it,
needs
though,
to go to
so-
jail
Yeah,
now.
gotcha.
What was it? What number?
It's Monopoly.
17.
Let one of your table mates give you a tattoo.
Where's the tattoo gun? A real
A
tattoo?
fake tattoo,
Oh,
dummy.
that's dumb.
No, I've got the real tattoo gun. The prison tattoo.
Whoa, I'm ready
Oh
for this.
no.
Wonder what I'm gonna draw.
Hey, you should use one of these. These are better.
While that happens, we should take care of the other.
See how tiny that is? This is a brush.
The other one.
The other
Oh,
roll.
yeah, this one.
We had 2 donations.
Thank you, sir. What was the total?
No.
Okay.
You can't draw anything inappropriate. I have
Yes,
work
you
later.
can.
Wow.
I gotta rethink it.
All right. 1 through 6. Here we
I
come.
wanna see this first.
3.
5! That's Cameron!
Cameron. All right. Cameron gets to roll a d20.
Yeah, roll that one. Wait, roll this one. This one's actually easier to see.
Alright.
10!
I don't know. Let's see.
What am I gonna do? What am I doing?
Oh, 15 jumping jacks. Yeah.
Come on, get on camera. Get behind me.
All right.
We should take off the cameras.
No, I'm gonna
Don't
keep
you
them.
regret changing into your pajama pants now?
Yep. Yep. Where do I go?
I think
Am going
behind.
right
Yeah. Right
Yeah,
there.
you're good with me.
All
Be
right.
careful of hitting the bookshelf.
There's some leg things.
All right. You ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
Watch out for the Orbeez.
And I'll draw as you.
All right. You ready?
You
ready?
They don't even have to be good.
2, 3,
4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Should have worn a bra for this. Dude.
the cameras off.
Well done.
Okay.
All right.
All those DSLRs just smacking them.
for the children.
For the kids.
I'm gonna draw Janet
You
Tammy.
just sacrificed your camera for them.
Oh.
Good question.
Yeah, I'm a team
Flex your arm
player.
like this,
Great.
so that I can. Here we go. I'm drawing Janet Tammy.
Sweet.
I
Oh!
am, just so you know, I'm a professional artist.
It's happening.
It's
We should probably continue going as I do this.
No
'cause
way.
It's gonna take me so long. It's gonna be
This
like a
is
Monet.
riveting. Okay, so don't talk with your hands, Janet Tammy.
What?
Yeah, you can't talk with
Don't
your
talk
hands.
with your hands.
No Janet Hammies.
But do talk.
What? Those are hamstrings. Those are your legs.
Last we left you, you were quietly crying as you placed cups and forks on the table.
Right.
What would you like to do as you come to the end of your current armload of cups and forks?
Is she doing it like at a restaurant where there are people sitting down and she hands it to like the people who are sitting down?
No, you're helping set tables for a meal that's going to start in about 15 minutes. And so it's basically like you're setting up for the camp. The camp is going to come together and eat. And so you're putting the
Campfire.
plates and the forks and stuff out.
Okay. And is there anybody around me that's doing the same? Like it's a bunch of different people who are doing this, right?
Yeah.
Grant, this is awful.
You can't see it.
You see a lot of dwarves. Actually, many different ages, many different types. This isn't. You're not even seeing a uniform that makes you think these are the regular people that always do this. Maybe different groups take turns setting the tables up at night. You know, you could ask around if you're curious about their patterns.
Okay. A sickle. She kind of wants to go around talking to some of the people that are also passing out the plates and just strike up casual conversation. Be like, I know I haven't really been doing this very long, and I usually only really set up for my family, and like, I love cooking, and I don't really want to make it bad and stuff, and I'm just so sad that he yelled at me. I'm sorry, I should be crying right now. Anyways, is there any certain way that you set up the cups and stuff? I just don't want to make sure I mess this up again.
The closest dwarf to you, probably the only one you could be talking to, is a small dwarvish girl. She might be about 10. Probably one of the only children that you've seen on this expedition or in this column. Maybe she's one of the cook's children. I mean, if you were taking guesses, you would guess a few things. Clearly not a soldier. But she looks up at you with big, big eyes, and she says, "That's okay. He yells at everybody.
You gotta show.
He's a mean man." Oh, nice. Yeah, that's probably exactly.
Orc tusks.
Yep.
Holding her sickle.
Yep.
And if you rotate
So-
your arm a little bit, we got a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
So give it a thumbs up.
Meaning everything's exactly the way I wanted it.
Yes, like I said, I'm a professional artist. That'll be $25.
Somebody already donated that for this.
Oh, of course.
Thanks.
I'll pay $25 for one of those later.
This is beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Just don't rub that on me, please. No. I love this shirt.
As she finishes explaining that the chef president was really just about one of the meanest guys that you could potentially try to please, she sets down the last of her forks and heads back to the area where all those things are stored. So she's walking away from you.
Oh wait, I don't know how to do this. They just kind of handed me some cups. Could you help me really quick?
Roll for... No, I'm just kidding. She turns around and comes back and says, "Well, sure. You see how the plates are sitting and how the cup is just above the plate? That's what you want to do. And if the forks you're holding, they just put it right on top of the plate.
Just right on top?
Yeah, this is how we do it in our community.
Alright, do you have... Should I make like a napkin or something?
No, we
Make
no,
like a
not
treat.
we don't use napkins.
Alright.
Wasteful.
I really appreciate your help.
Well-
And she drew across a flower and handed it to her. I'm sorry I can't do more.
Whoa! This is a real flower.
Yeah, of course.
These only come out for like a week where we live, and then they're gone. And you made one in the middle of the winter in the ice?
I can make you some more.
Whoa!
This is the equivalent of making paper origami.
She makes like different kinds and
It's like magical
hands it to
paper
her.
origami.
Please understand that this dwarvish girl is the kind of person, and you would have no way of knowing this, but I'm telling you. This is the kind of dwarvish girl that takes her job very seriously. The fact that she has stopped to help you makes sense, because that's part of her job. This fact that she's staying here now, being wowed by these flowers, is completely out of character, and an indicator of how impressed she is with what you're handing her.
Well, I really appreciate your help. I've been trying to fit in, I guess, since coming to the camp, all new and stuff. I don't really know much about what's going on or, you know, anybody here. I'm kind of lonely, I guess. But, you know, you seem real nice. You seem real sweet. You seem really hardworking, too. So I bet your mama's real proud of you.
Well, I bet she is too. I bet she is too. So we have about 4 more tables.
Oh, yeah, of course, of
okay.
course.
And so she takes the flowers and she puts them behind, one behind each ear and one sticking out of a little pocket she has in her jumper, because she's wearing kind of a jumper. So she's got flower, flower, and flower, and you're following her all the way back. And when you get there, there's this barrel with the lid off, and inside the barrel, down at the very bottom, are the last of the dishware that would be put on these plates. When she leans over, her feet come off the ground, and she rolls up and over to reach down to the bottom, and then picks a few things up and rolls back out, and is holding a handful of things, and she says, "You'll probably be able to reach what's down there, because you're so tall. And then follow me this way."
All right.
And she starts to walk.
She just puts her hand down and grabs it all.
Okay.
And she walks up and she's like, "Name's Jan and Tammy, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Well, great to meet you too. While you're walking towards the table with your armloads of stuff, an older dwarvish woman walks by, and she says, "Okay, is this the last of it? Or we're going to close the barrel. Is this enough for the last of the tables? It looks like."
Yeah, this is everything.
Okay, and Bath, you've got your friend, and you're getting her to help you. Okay. The older woman walks away and goes over to the area and puts the lid on the barrel, rolls it on its side, and starts to roll it up a ramp back into the wagon so it's out of the way. And the little girl over her shoulder says, "My name's Beth," because you just asked her. And she begins to put the plates down and put everything in the order that she described to you.
I do the same to the last of the tables.
Okay. It takes just a few minutes, and you guys have now the last of the tables completely set. And right about the time you get the last of the forks down, maybe somebody standing at the bell was watching you. And right when the last of the forks hits the table, you hear a bell. It's from a small bell, because you can look up and see it, but it makes this incredibly deep noise, as if it's coming from a much larger bell. And you hear bong bong, bong bong, bong bong. And then there's this murmuring coming from up and down the column, and the campfires and the wagons and all the different places where the people are gathered begin to move and shuffle. And it'd be silly to have you roll for this. I could just tell you that about 80% of the population of this whole column come to this one area to eat. Maybe 20% of the people don't. And again, this is not an indicator that these are lawful or good or bad people coming or going. Just some people choose to eat on their own on some particular nights.
Okay. Are we helping pass out food? Like, is that a part of the gig, or are we just joining them? Like, what does Bath do?
Oh, she runs. Yep, she runs over to near where the barrel was, and there's already a line of 5 people, and while you're looking, it's 10, 20, 50.
Go! I go!
Okay, you get in line at about the 60 spot. There are a lot of people, and they're walking up, and they're being handed a little, it's like a cauldron, and it's filled with a soup, and there's like what looks like a bread or a pie on top. You haven't broken it open, so you don't know. And every person that comes up is being handed one of these things, and the people dressed in the cook's clothing that you've met with before, not the most impressive boss of them all, but the regular cooks that do their work keep bringing over trays and trays of these. And every time somebody comes up, they get handed one, and then they walk over and have a seat at their one of the open seats that you put together. You're standing in line too, so you get a chance to notice that they're not sitting down and eating right away. They're sitting down and putting their cauldrons right on top of the plate that's right there, and then kind of looking around, talking to the people next to them, and waiting.
When I grab my cauldron,
Mm-hmm.
can I see if I find Bath, like, sitting down? And can I sit next to her?
So there are a lot of tables, and you've been in and among them, probably enough to seat 500 people. It's impressively large.
Wow. Yeah.
You've been working in maybe one little section, the last section, to get finished. I would have you roll for investigation. You're looking around for her, and there are some things standing in your way.
I do not find a Bath.
Perception.
No, he said investigation.
Yeah, she was walking around and looking specifically for. So as you're walking around and you're finding plenty of open seats, there's like 5 and 6 open seats in a row over here, a complete table over there with nobody, many tables with 1 or 2 people waiting for the rest of the seats to fill up. You do not see Bath. You do not see her seated at any of the tables.
Okay. Then I will take a seat at an empty table, and I will try and take up like 2 spaces in case I see her to call her over.
Okay. I would say at this point, the two of you hearing the bell and watching all the people move in that direction would have you moving in that direction. You can tell me I'm wrong if you want. I know you're sulking. I know you're sulking around and looking at things. You're trying to be. You said your next thing you were going to do is, or was that you?
I think that's him.
This is me.
Well,
It wasn't the rogue trying to be stealthy.
that's right.
No.
You guys, planned on doing that. But when the bell rings, do you go towards the movement and follow the people, or do you continue to walk around the now emptying out area?
Well, you mentioned 20% of the people would still probably be out and about.
That's what
eating
you're
alone.
noticing. You're noticing that to be true.
Mm-hmm. And those would be the people I kind of skulk at first.
Okay, so you're staying put, and
Yeah.
do you follow the bell?
I'm going. I'm like, oh, what's that bell mean?
Okay.
Guess I better get in line.
He's like, I want food.
You do get in line, and you wait through probably 140 people getting handed their stuff, but I will tell you, this is not like a slow high school graduation.
Yeah.
They just hand out cauldrons and get those people across the stage as quick as possible. As you
You sound bitter about something.
What? No, I didn't. All I cared about was my son and, 4 other people. If we could have just put all the people I cared about up front, I could have left right at the... Yeah. I'm going to guess that's how my
At
At
parents
least your
felt.
last name's G.
All those high schools are inconsiderate.
Yeah.
He's close to the front.
Ooh, my
You
last.
Didn't
can't
seem like
leave
it.
after graduation. You gotta stay.
My
You have to
last.
stay for the whole thing because they have to sit there and wait.
What?
You know, when they get called up, they have to go all
Fight the
sit
power.
back down and then wait because they don't get their diploma right away.
Yeah, no.
You have to get it at the
Gotcha.
end.
So, pardon my parenthetical. As you grab your parenthetical, as you grab your cauldron, you walk out, and with your passive perception, even without any effort at all, you see Janet Tammy sitting by herself, and it's not because of your amazing passive perception or your ability to whip or nay.
I would never.
It had to do with the fact that the person that you see sitting by themselves at a table is probably twice as tall as almost every other person that's seated. So Janatami stands a head and shoulders above all the other people. You have no problem spotting her,
Yeah.
and you go and take a seat next to her.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I'll sit on the other side.
Well, you two just sat down together.
There you go.
Hey, Monolith, how's it going?
I'm gonna go ahead and say not super well. I haven't gotten any new info. Are you what?
What?
I didn't even finish my sentence and you started crying. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. Just, what? Did you find any information? Like
No, nothing new. Just that these people really like their king.
He seems like a great dude. You know, he's very
Are
friendly.
are you good? What's going on
No, I'm
right
fine. Nothing's going on. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. How did your did you get any information?
No, it went fine. We're okay.
Jesus Christ, man, I'm gonna eat my food, I guess.
No, don't eat it. Look at that. Look.
Did you just start using my accent?
No.
Look at everyone.
Okay, Jester.
Look, it's been a long weekend. Okay.
You're like turning red.
Because everybody's pointing out a mistake I just made. I don't know what you're
What a loser!
I don't even know what accent to use anymore.
Was
Where
it-
am I?
Howdy, y'all. My name's Janet Taylor.
You're right.
I'm
right.
Sandy the Squirrel.
I'm wearing a hat to remind me.
I'm Dirty Dan.
Who you calling? Pinhead.
Where were we?
I was about to eat.
Oh yeah,
You
I was
said
about
no.
to say.
Everybody was
else,
Valengelling but me.
I think we have to wait. They might be
Oh.
trying to say a prayer or something. You see,
Oh.
everybody's not eating yet.
Do I see that everybody's not eating yet?
She just told you.
Yeah, but like I look around to make sure. I want to make sure because if I see somebody eating, I'm gonna eat.
Oh, okay. Yes. As you look around, you see that all the people have left their whatever the bread cake thing is on top. Is just sitting there, and the cauldrons are still full, and nobody seems to be eating any of the food.
Okay, so I set my back down. And I'm like, ooh. I guess I don't want to be disrespectful. What are we waiting for?
I'm not 100% sure. I was going to ask my friend that I made earlier about.
You go one camera.
So,
I was trying to ask my one friend Bath, but I can't.
Bath, who's that?
She's this really nice little girl that she helped me figure out how to. I helped set up the tables.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you
Okay.
know, trying to make some new friends or whatever.
Nice.
And I met
Did you make any new friends aside from Bath?
Just Bath. She's
Nobody
very
else?
nice though. No.
Nobody in the kitchen? Alright, okay. Did something happen in the kitchen? What's going on?
Nothing happened. Nothing happened in the kitchen. Can we change the subject, please?
Her
Okay.
emotions got sliced and diced.
How dare? These are feelings we're talking about. They got sauteed. But,
Now they're being set to rest.
oh, what was I gonna? I got distracted. Oh, I'm gonna be like, okay, I met a guy named, what was his name, Billy?
Bills.
Bills? Yeah.
It's actually the Bills, but
I
the
didn't get told that.
it's Bills.
Yeah.
Bills is you.
Yeah, I met a group of dwarves. They were drinking. I partook with them to get some information, you know. And his name was Bills. He's a good guy, but I asked him. I get a little quieter because I don't know who's listening. I'm like,
I'm moving a little bit.
I asked them if they know of anybody. If they know of anybody who didn't like Jules.
Speak louder.
Who did? I'm whispering.
Fantasy whispering.
Yeah, this is fantasy whispering.
Stage whisper.
Yeah, stage whisper. So I talked to him.
1,000 heads.
I
towards
saw
you.
that coming from a mile away.
All of them look at you.
You're so predictable, Grant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm predictable.
Yeah.
That's her.
Good.
Oh.
That's what I wanted.
So I asked them if they knew of anybody that didn't like Jules, and he said kind of spookily, you know, like it was very. He kind of stopped what he was doing for a few seconds, and he was like, "No, everybody likes Jules."
That doesn't seem very
No,
that
it's
seems
spooky.
Yeah, that
It's
seems a little
spooky.
weird, maybe a
Yeah.
little offset for sure. Ominous, maybe.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe.
That's interesting.
Am I allowed to use that word? Is that a word that Monolith would know?
Vibe?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna use it. I'm hoping that that's a theme.
I think sometimes you use words you don't understand also. That would make it all balanced out.
All right.
I mean, vibe,
you can spaghetti
vibration.
this.
I can spaghetti this. Great. So
I was just using the word in a way that wasn't accurate.
gotcha.
I was demonstrating how.
Yeah. I got you.
I
I
appreciate
see you
that.
noodling.
Hey, that fits though.
That would work.
I'm sorry.
That was a pineapple.
I see you
right
stromboliing.
You see the problem with a microphone in front of me?
there. Yeah.
Bu-bu-bu-bu-bu-bu-bu.
Yeah, now
like
suddenly
a
you
corn
think
cob.
you're a talk show host.
Gonna eat it like a corn cob.
Oh my god, yeah.
Corn
Jason,
cob ASMR.
no.
Oh, I forgot. You can hear what I'm doing right because it's a microphone. Oh, embarrassing.
Look what you did. Now he's getting ready.
Oh my gosh.
Where do you
Corn
think
cob
that came
ASMR.
Somebody get me some chips.
So yeah, I whispered that to her, and I guess I'm just gonna hang out now. Wait until people start eating.
I bet they're just probably gonna say a prayer or something. Maybe somebody can come talk.
And whatever they gotta do. I just want to eat.
How many people until?
I like how you guys have like a legitimate quest and goal, but there's a cauldron full of food. I want to eat this quickly.
Yeah.
This fantasy meal, and that's cool because this is a well-oiled machine of a military, and that line that you go through goes quick. The tables around you fill quick, and they must estimate roughly the amount of people that decide not to go accurately almost every time, because it seems that almost every place setting is taken. And right about the time the last of the tables are filling and the line where the cauldrons are being handed out is completely dead, then we get to, sorry, that's probably the Obies up there or whatever they're called. They're
Yeah.
so big, they distracted me.
We need water.
And now I'm having flashbacks.
Where's Eddie?
Please help us. I might need a second bowl for those.
You're gonna need 5 bowls. That is so big and out of control. If I'd had a punch bowl, and I would now transfer it all into the punch bowl.
Do I have a punch bowl?
We might. We're gonna find out. That might be the punch bowl.
I think that might be the punch.
Oh.
Any smaller bowls?
Oh no.
Several smaller. I don't know.
I think you're gonna have to decide which children you actually love.
To sacrifice some to the
That's
gods.
what happens when you have 100 or 300 or whatever that is.
Sorry, kids. I'm putting some of you up for child protective services. Others are going into witness protection. Some of you are going to a foster home. I gotta spread you out because I can't fit all of you in one of them.
That's good parenting.
Oh, thank you.
It's about. I think we just reached the point where the last of the seats were being filled.
Yeah.
You guys are. Monolith's actually salivating a little bit. Janet Tammy has recently tasted her own tears, and she's not as hungry. But she does seem to be hungry for company, to have some people sitting around and talking, because this kind of meal is exactly what Janet Tammy's familiar with. Sitting around, having a meal, and talking with people. Which is probably why it's so disconcerting. Right at the moment that everybody seems done, instead of talking, silence. And what you also notice is the silence that falls around the area where dining occurs permeates the entire camp. Everybody everywhere stops what they're doing, and you watch everybody's heads tilt up.
Collective burp.
That would be cute. That would be cute. I wish I'd thought of that.
I mean, you did, and it's
No,
about to.
I'm not stealing it. It's a could have been.
It's a
Instead,
should have been.
All the heads look up, and if you were looking at the angles, you would discern that they were all looking at a single bright point of light above you in the clear sky. And as they all stare up at this bright, bright light, the silence ends. And then you hear a horrendous clatter as everybody picks up their fork at the same time. Everybody picks up their cauldron at the same time. And everybody begins to dump the food out onto the plate in front of them. And talking, laughing, and basically fun and fellowship occurs.
Could I do some form of roll to see what just happened? Like, were they praying? Were they witnessing something? Were they?
Arcana sounds good to me. Let's do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm real bad at that. You're just as bad as I am, actually.
Is it -1?
Yeah.
13.
You're -1 on your arcana. 13's enough, though, because it is not uncommon. You've studied a few religions, and you are familiar with one in particular that's not this one, but they do a similar sacrament where they take a moment, they stare into the sky at a particular celestial body, and while you don't know who these people were staring at, and you also don't know for what reason, you gather that it's a part of a religious ceremony. They take a moment to gather their thoughts while staring at something in the heavens.
Jan and Tammy, what the hell just happened?
That did seem pretty odd, but based on a few books that I've read before in my life, some books I probably should not have been reading, my mother would have my head, but they were about different people's religions, and one of them just so happened to be about the Dwarven religion, where they take a moment before they eat to appreciate and look at their, God being thing. It depends on people.
Okay, that would be my house.
I don't really know what they were looking at in particular.
Yeah,
but,
no, this is the bright spot up there, I guess. Is that it? I'm ready to eat. This is too much. I gotta eat.
Is anybody at the table with us?
Oh, every table's filled, and you're at a table that holds 20 people, so there's 18 others. As the table filled while you guys were sitting there, nobody necessarily made conversation with you, but nobody was excluding you. Anytime you talk, there are other people that are around you, but they seem so engaged in their own conversations. A group of 2 over here, a group of 6 that are sitting together. They seem so invested in their own conversations, they're not seemingly paying attention to you.
Is the person next to me or next to Monolith, do they look super duper busy, or could I lean over and ask them questions?
You could talk to anybody. Even if you need to wait just a few seconds for a pause in the conversation, you'd have no problem doing that. These are all pretty standard conversations.
Okay, then I would love to lean over to the person to my not Monolith side, and be like, "Excuse me, I don't mean to be a bother, or rude. I hope this doesn't come off as rude." My tattoo came off.
Double tattoos! Double prizes!
Double prizes. But I've never really seen anybody do that before. Could I possibly ask what that was all about? Maybe get some insight? I'm new here. I don't really know much. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a burden.
Well, that's no burden. We don't mind talking about this. You're speaking to a dwarvish woman who is middle-aged. There's no gray. Dwarves gray early, especially this clan or group of clans. Maybe it's all the time they spend in the north. But she does not seem to have any of that. Yet still, there's some age to her. She's dressed like all the soldiers, and one of the things that you notice is that on her arm, she's got the kind of guards that you might wear on your wrists if you were an archer. And some of the archers that you know from the past leave those on all the time, even when they're not engaged in battle. Seems like that's what's going on here. And she tells you, first off, you're pretty tall. You're a tall one. You're not with our group. Did we save you from the storm? Are you one of the ones that we saved?
Yeah, definitely. I was on a trip and I just was so unlucky this time around.
Out of character, when did Jan and Tammy become such a liar?
She's
She's always been a liar.
What a liar!
You're a liar. Bully.
Okay. Have we made her feel bad? Are we done?
She's not red yet.
Come on, guys.
Monolith is gonna give her a stank eye. Monolith is gonna be like, "You're supposed to be the good. You're supposed to be like a good guy. You're supposed to be the one that doesn't lie." But this is all just with his eye.
You're supposed to be better than us.
Like he's eating. He's like, in his back.
Okay. She doesn't notice that you do that. I don't mean Jane and Tammy. I mean the dwarven woman that's talking. She's focused on Jane and Tammy's height.
Yeah.
What? That seems like a a kind of a crazy trip to travel up to the polar north.
Yeah, I know it seems weird. I've been kind of on the search for someone, and I guess I kind of thought they would be over here, but my searching's been a little unlucky so far, so maybe I've just made a few incorrect calculations on my part.
Well, I'll bet you're thankful to King Jules for bringing all of us to come and save you.
Absolutely, an absolutely wonderful man he is, and such a kind soul he is too. I cannot imagine if I had been stuck out there all by myself.
My family is going to be forever grateful. It was part of our lands that we went and took back from those marauders. I couldn't believe that we were going to lose all that. For my family, it would have been devastating.
I can't even begin to imagine. Wow, well, thank God for King Jules, am I right?
Well, we'll be thanking the light.
Of course, the light.
And that was your question.
Yes, yes.
Well, certainly you know your stars, right?
A bit. My mom tried teaching me when I was a little bit younger, but I get a little confused sometimes.
Well, look up right above us at the brightest.
That one?
No, next to it.
Alright, that one.
No, close. The other one. The one that's brightest. You're looking at the very center.
Alright. Let me see. That one.
That's exactly. Hold your hand up again and let me look down your arm. Yes. Yeah, do you see how that one, how it twinkles and the twinkles have different colors?
Wow, I've never really seen anything like that before.
There are a few other stars like that, but this one stays in almost the same place all the time.
Oh wow, really? The same place?
Yeah. It just sits there. And that's how we know that's the star that looks over us.
It's like keeping watch.
Yeah. Our god is a bear god.
That's
Or both.
Ursa
Median.
Ursa, constellation Ursa Major. It's a bear.
It's a bear.
Little Dipper. The Big Dipper.
It must be real comforting having something like that always looking after you.
Oh, it is. It's the only way that we know that we're on the right path. We can always look. We can always look to the bear star.
Bear star.
I like this. So I'm gonna call it from now on.
Well, I don't think North Star's copyrighted, so.
No.
Would you say it's a very, would you say it's universally, practiced, across the camp?
Oh,
I mean, the worship of the bear star?
our whole community, yes. The Hungarian army defends the dwarvish country. We all believe this. It's very important to us. We certainly have guests that don't, and they're welcome to believe whatever they want, but they don't live with us. They're guests that will have to leave our community after their visit is over. We're very serious about our bear god.
I totally understand. It's very important, especially for something that helps so many people.
It's the bear god that brought us to you, delivered you from that dangerous storm.
Well, I'm very appreciative of the bear star.
Very appreciative.
Hate that.
Go rounded. Well, I really appreciate you talking to me about this. Why? I love learning about these different kinds of things and places and people and culture and, well, it's just been an absolute pleasure. My name's Janet Tammy Woodsman.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Janet Tammy. What a pretty name.
Well, thank you. And your name?
My name's Bathinda.
Lathinda. There doesn't happen to be a relationship with a small dwarven girl named Beth, is there? Bath, is
Here
there?
it comes.
My daughter is named Bath.
Your daughter? Was she helping set up earlier?
My daughter's not with this group. My daughter's at home with her family. What made you ask about a dwarvish girl named Bath?
Monolith.
and the webs that have been weaved have come unspun.
Well, it must be just a coincidence. There was a small dwarvish girl helping me set up the plates earlier. I gave her a flower earlier because she was so helpful and kind to me. Where's your family? Back at the.
Well, yes, we don't bring our families when we go to war.
Well, you know what? That does make sense. I don't know what I was thinking.
I also am having a hard time now understanding what you're talking about. You're not saying there was a child in this camp.
Oh no. Ma'am, I don't mean to frighten you at all, but I did interact with a small child named Bath, and she was a dwarf, and she helped me set up the tables.
Bath's a somewhat common name. It's short for Bathinda, and we often name our daughters after ourselves, but I'm just surprised to hear that any child would be with us on this journey, but certainly it's not my child.
Yeah, of course not.
Because my child's at home with the rest of the family.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, I guess if I find another child named Bath, I'll come find you.
Yeah, I'd be very interested if, again, not because I'm worried that it's my child,
Of
which would be impossible. It's that any child would be in a situation like this. This is not a safe place for children.
War. I totally understand. Not
Even-
a place for little children.
Even at peacetime, right here, there's a lot of adult activities going on. We specifically don't censor our behaviors because we just don't. Surely there's no children here. This must be some mistake.
Maybe.
It's just a really small dwarf.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about this. Well, thank you for your help. And Bathinda, I would be. Is there any way I could possibly contact you in the future? I don't really know many people here, and I don't know who I would necessarily. You got a phone number or
Kinda
something?
LinkedIn.
Or a Twitter, you know. Any way that I could get. I don't know many people. I don't want to take just some. If I find a
What's your
child, I don't want to
Raven
take a
number?
child to just a random person I find, you know. And you seem lovely and absolutely delightful in every way. So, if I could possibly, if this does end up happening, come to you, maybe I could. Oh, I don't know. I'm just a little concerned now that you've said this.
Well, I'm one of the lieutenants for the archery division, and if you locate the archers, any one of them should be able to bring you to me.
Well, thank you so much.
Was this girl? What color eyes did she have?
You tell me.
You can ask me.
What kind of eyes did Bath have?
You should have asked me. They were blue.
You can lie again.
But what if it's the right
A
color?
liar you are.
Her eyes were blue, I believe.
That is such an unusual color for dwarvish girls.
Are her eyes blue?
Bathindas? Yes, you're looking into blue eyes. You're looking into the same color blue eyes that you looked into earlier today.
Should have said rain.
Wait a second.
What?
Should I keep waiting?
Yeah. This is
Alrighty.
Parker talking to DM.
Oh, okay.
Didn't somebody tell the child, or were they looking at me when I was getting all the stuff ready for the table? Were they talking to me and they were like, okay,
Somebody spoke to the child.
who was it? Was it that woman?
There was an older dwarvish woman who was helping set tables up, and she's the one that made sure that the last of the barrel contents had been emptied, and then she rolled the barrel up into the wagon right before the meal bell rang.
Would I know what she looked like if I saw her, the older dwarf woman?
What's your passive perception? Do you have your D&D Beyond it?
Yeah, 10.
Exactly.
She looked very nondescript The uniforms make it a little hard. The hair being braided in a certain way makes it even a little more challenging. If you noticed anything at all that was unique, it would be that she had thin wire glasses, and that's not something that you see on many dwarves.
Well, this meal has been just absolutely wonderful, and I've just had an amazing time meeting you, Miss Bethenda. I thank you for giving me so much amazing knowledge. I'm gonna go. Monolith, I'll be back. And
Huh?
Janetina's gonna stand up and just start walking towards that cart where she saw that woman push the barrel in, and
Okay.
I would like to start looking for a small child.
I would like to find myself small child. Where may I procure?
How much for all children? Let me stop you right there. You're definitely doing what you want to do. I would like to say that Monolith is really focused on his food. Monolith has taken the bread thing that was off the top. When he picked it up, it seemed to be something that was baked on top of the stew inside, and
Are
it
they
kind
having
of
French onion?
better. And it
Tomato.
peels off, and it's this large flaky biscuit, and the bottom of it is soaked up all of the stew that's underneath.
Oh, it's a pot pie.
And he puts it under. He puts it. You watch some of the other people do this. You place it upside down on your plate, and then you take your cauldron and you pour like half of the contents on top. And what pours out are cubed vegetables and meats and a gravy, and it all comes out in one little plump. You still have half a cauldron of this stew, but the fork that you have, it's not a spoon. It's a three-pronged. It's a threek. And with the threek, you like everybody else have no problem shoveling that into your mouth. Most of the other people eating continue to add from their cauldron as they go, and you don't seem to notice that. So while you're eating, you get to the end, you finish your whole biscuit, and you're left with your cauldron of stew, which you drink out of the cauldron. You're probably the only person doing that.
Savage.
You've left probably half of your food uneaten at the table, and now we are going to head over to Valandril. Valandril, you have been waiting among the 20% that did not want to go and sit down with the group meal tonight.
Skulking around, keeping to the shadows this time because conversation hasn't really been that fruitful. So let's see if some sleuthing and subterfuge will result in better information.
Okay. We are going to take a brief pause. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
tease.
A brief pause. And do we have to do anything? Are we all square? Or roles and
Donations.
stuff? We're all cool? Okay. So I was going to get the building character crew for their first 15-minute segment. Is there a way to call to them?
Karoo!
Oh God. We could just say, hey, Kayla.
Cameron, Kayla?
Cameron, Kayla.
It worked.
Oh my god, those are so cute. Oh my god.
So.
Cam was bullying me for these.
Why?
What a nerd.
Bullied.
We're pushing you.
Bullying. On all levels except physical, I am an elf.
So what's about
Oh,
to
that
happen
video.
is we're going to go on, the players here are going to
Yes.
go on a 15-minute break, but we're not going to throw up a screen for you. Instead, we're going to have a small 15-minute segment that we call Building Character. And if that name's been taken by somebody else, I apologize. I didn't even Google it. It just seemed so awesome I wanted it, so we
You're
kept
supposed
it.
to do an IP check.
Nope,
Jason.
nope, rolling those dice. No, it's ours. And the building character 15-minute segment is going to start as soon as they sit where you are. So if you could clear a little room for them.
And definitely don't forget that we are doing this whole 24 for Extra Life. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is shaking like a
Oh,
boat
sorry,
fracture.
Tell us more about it, Ozzy.
So As people may or may not be familiar with, Extra Life is a charity and NPO that gets gamers together to usually stream on one day for a full 25 hours. This usually takes place in November, but we here at Campfire Quest are doing our own little special 24 to help with it, and I believe at least they're participating in the big 25 later on. But if you're feeling awful generous, in the panels below, we have a link that'll go into donations. $1, $5, $10, 100, who knows? If we get past 100, I have to do the cinnamon challenge. Who doesn't want to see me in pain? I know a lot of people already want to. If only I sent out tweets to my enemies.
I would love to see that.
I know, right? Start donating then, Cameron.
I would love to.
So again, we're doing this for charity. We're doing this for the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And any donation count. If you don't have any money to spare, a simple like, share, spread the words, let people know that we're doing this because we're here until 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did I do my job good, boss?
You were awesome, boss. All right, here comes building character. Beautiful framing. Beautiful framing.
Alright, amazing.
All right.
Alright, hello. I'm Cameron. I'm here with my friend Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I'm here with my friend Cam.
But I'm here
Don't get it
with my friend
twisted.
Kayla. So I'm the host here, and
Yeah.
I'm with my guest.
He
Kayla.
he just knows the most about D&D.
Well,
I'm here to offer witty comments.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something else that you're good for, but it's. I like it. It took me a little bit. All right. So later on in the stream, we are having one of our good friends and teachers, Emily, come on, and she has never played D&D before, and we are going to try and create a character for her. We also heard that she or somebody prefers that we start out with a half-elf and go into the monk class a little bit. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, I just wanted
that
to make
is. I love elves.
All right.
Elves are, well, I've never done a half-elf, so this will be like a first for me.
Really?
Well, yeah, to be fair, every time I play D&D, I think I've only made just an elf. Because I found one thing I liked and I stuck with it.
That's
So,
fair. No, I get that. Half-elf has always been my favorite because it was the first character that I ever played. I always played, whenever I played and didn't know what character to play, I would always play half-elf bard just because that was like most comfortable for me.
right.
For sure. So,
You just have bard energy. Like, you're a bard outside of D&D.
you know, I get that a lot, surprisingly.
Yeah.
That was
Are you getting dice? I have dice right here.
All right. So we do have the player's handbook with us right now. We do have a lot of the modules as well that we might be looking into, especially with the subclasses of monk, into specifically Xanathar's guide to everything, which is amazing if you don't already have it. All right, so we're going to pull up the half-elf pages and look at what some of the bonuses that we get. So what are some of the ideas that you're thinking about? Half-elf monk for Emily.
Well, I knew nothing about either of those things.
No.
But, so what are some of, like, the abilities half-elves have that maybe regular elves don't have?
All right. Well, half-elves, more numbers-wise, they gain +2 to the charisma and 2 to any other of their abilities. So
Okay.
whereas the normal elf would give, +2 to wisdom and +1 to charisma, so to say, they
Right.
would get +2 to charisma and +1 into anything else, and then an additional +1 into anything else, or a +2 into one thing. Y'all doing good over there? So, that being said, they do get that. They are typically 5 to 6 feet tall. Their speed is 30. They do have dark vision. Fey ancestry. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep. Skill versatility, you gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice. And then languages, you can speak, read, write, Common, Elfish, and any extra language of your choice. They are very versatile. A lot of people pick them mainly because they can really fit into any one role that they need to without being, too much of anything.
Okay, and what do they typically look at, half elves?
Depends.
Okay.
They can kind of look. They are mostly human. They're kind of like that race of they could pull off being an elf, or they could pull off being a human. It's kind of like that weird, awkward in between where elves have the very obvious pointed ears. They do have pointed ears, but they're a lot smaller. They're more human-sized.
It's just
with
like a
small
human
little point.
ear, but oddly pointy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
okay.
can be helpful.
So I think for Emily, I think the ears should be big because I like big elf ears.
A little bit more on the elf side.
On the elf side, because we're playing D&D and it's more fun when you don't look like anything like your character.
All right, let's write down big ass ears. Big ears. Cool. So, we do want to try and lean into the elf side a little bit more. So, what kind of class do we want to work with specifically within monk? What kind of monk do we want her to be?
So what does a monk do? I guess.
Monks
would be my question.
Monks are kind of it's kind of hard to explain them rules-wise because they do so much with such little text. For example, in one of the variations, they can hit somebody, and if they don't succeed a wisdom saving throw, they can just stun them, and they're just stunned for a turn. And even though that's not a lot of text, that's still very, very, very impactful for a lot of fights.
Right.
Especially if you have very intense boss fights where it's one versus your party, and you get that stun off. That is amazing because that boss just has nothing to do for that whole round.
Right.
They're imagine a rogue fighter-esque sort of person. So they're very agile. They don't usually wear armor, and they're very quick. They have the disengage, which if you don't know, you can get out of combat without provoking any opportunity attacks. So you can basically run away from somebody and not have them attack you just because you're really, really quick. They have
Speedy.
flurry of blows where they can hit
Red Bull.
multiple. Yes, no, yeah, they do
They
constantly. Except their Red Bull is called Chi or Ki, whichever one. I don't know what people call it anymore, but most people call it Ki. But yeah, and that's kind of the main idea of how a monk is supposed to work.
Okay.
Yeah, very agile, very quick, very hard to hit, but they hit really, really hard when they need to. So yeah, and they can be very faith-based or spiritual-based depending on what kind of character you want to play, of course. What do you think Emily would want to play? I mean, you seem to know her better than I do, but...
I would disagree.
You really
but
think so?
I think you know her better. Well, you're further along in the program than I am.
Well, that's also true, but...
Okay, so...
So this is kind of the layout of what kind of stuff monks do: deflect missiles, honor movement. They have different kinds of things that you can do depending on what kind of subclass of monk you want to choose. I don't think it will be getting into subclasses of monks super early, especially if we're starting out at level 1. I don't think we'll have to worry about that.
Right.
But excuse me. But we definitely can work on an idea of a character that we want her to play. At the same time, we do kind of want her to be somebody that she can relate to.
Okay.
Obviously, making it easier for her to play that
And
character.
upholder on the 4 tendency spells. That's an
Yes.
MC cut.
Okay. And what
so-
kind of characteristics does I have? Somebody who
Is an upholder.
Yes.
Okay. They can follow through with commitments via their own commitment or someone else's commitment,
Okay.
and are good leaders.
Okay.
Good at being in charge.
Mhm.
there's synonyms for leaders.
Right.
Got it. I'm an obliger. I don't remember anything about it.
It's okay.
I remember just that they're better than me.
So somebody who's very yes, basically. So somebody who's very like in charge, but not overwhelmingly to where it's oppressive. Just enough to be like, hey, this is
someone
what we need to get done.
who's really good at keeping you on track and is really a great person and a great person to be in charge.
Good person all around.
Good. Well, I don't know. I don't think that test applies to morality, but that's besides the point. I just like leadership skills are like there.
Okay.
So maybe someone who it's a good balance of like action and thought.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Thinks before they do.
Thinks before they do.
Okay.
But still does.
Okay. Okay. No, I get that. No,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I think that would fit Emily very, very well. What do you think? How do you think she would solve some of the problems that she would be facing? Do you think? Like, let's say somebody like pissed her off. Like, how do you think she would confront that person or not confront that person?
I think she would confront that person in a calm way and very calmly explain what is going on, what needs to happen, what has been happening, and get her point across in a way that sounds stern but not mean. You know what I mean? And problem solving wise, I think maybe now that I'm thinking about it, her character should be more of a problem solver, maybe.
Problem solver?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that seems very Emily.
Yeah.
From what I know.
No, I agree.
So,
100%.
yeah.
Okay. If the person were to get mad at said statement that she would say to them, how do you think she would react to that? Still keeping her cool, or do you think that she would kind of like pop off a little bit?
Well, you answer that question.
You're
asking me questions. You answer that.
Knowing Emily, I still think that she would be able to like handle it really, really well, no matter like how like irritated the person is. Like even Emily in like real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do think she's very, very good at that, and very good at explaining what she means and why she says what she does. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. I can kind of get that.
Everything, just for like context, everything Emily has ever said to me, I have felt like she's thought it out.
Yes.
Well before it's been said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there is thought and meaning behind the words.
Oh yeah, no.
She said.
She does not say anything without meaning it, but she does, like you say, put a lot of thought into it.
Yes.
Very good thought, like nothing bad.
Is this turning more into an Emily analysis?
We love Emily analysis.
True.
Love her so much. No, she's great.
Now let's make her character.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to try and roll some dice. So go ahead and get 4d6.
I have that.
We're going to try and roll, for anybody who doesn't know, we're going to try and roll 4d6, and we're going to take the top 3, and we're going to do that 6 times so that we get numbers for each stat. The stats include strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Once we get those numbers, we are going to put them into each stat according to what the player's manual says should be the highest numbers, and depending on what class you are, each stat is more important than the other. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. Got these dice from Jason, by the way.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Okay.
All right, so what do we have? We have, what is that? 6, 4, 2, and 3.
Yes, so we would get rid of the 2, right?
Yes.
Yes, so we have 13.
There you go. 13. All right, go ahead and do that again.
All right.
So basically what this does is this just gives us like a guideline of not necessarily how to play the character, but a guideline or an idea of like what this character might be good at.
3 threes. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I keep talking over you.
Yikes.
3 threes.
Okay.
Thank God that wasn't 3 6s, you know. That's the devil's number. That's the devil's number.
We don't want that shit here.
That voodoo.
All right, go for it. A 6, 4, and 2 2s. What just happened over there?
Big ass donation.
That was my dad probably, or my family.
The Blake family.
The Blake family. Thanks, parents. Love you.
Wait, since they already know I'm here, you guys want some
I'm
sour
good.
cream and Pringles?
My breath
I don't
will
like
smell
sour
real
cream.
bad the rest of the night, but
Dude,
that's alright.
they won't know.
That's true.
You guys are killing it. Keep it up.
Aw, thank you so much. We love the appreciation. All right. So we got a 5, a 4, and a 2. What is that? 11? I passed
You're
that
at
fast.
Campfire Quest. We love the big face.
How much did they donate?
$25.
Wow. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
I love you, Mom and Dad. 14.
If you want to
Yeah.
donate $25 to my bank account as well.
While you're at it,
Just kidding, it's for the kids.
it's for the kids. Hashtag for the kids.
For the kids.
So, ooh, that's a good roll.
That's a good roll.
2
So that-
6s, a 5, and a 1. So that's what? 12 plus
That
5.
is
That's 17.
17.
Right? Yeah, dude, that's good. All right. So we have a 13, a 9, a 12, 11, a 14, and a 17.
Okay.
So, what it says for monks.
I need more of those Pringles. They were good. Where's Ozzy with the Pringles when you need them?
Ozzy, PA Ozzy.
I want more Pringles!
Oh, sorry. You're the talent right now.
I just got a few.
I'm doing
Thank
your job. Thank you.
Thank you.
It feels so great to be the talent for once.
Yeah.
I love being pampered.
You guys are killing it.
Thank you so much. All right. So it says that dexterity should be the highest, followed by wisdom. So we're gonna put that dexterity at a 17,
Ooh.
and we're gonna put the wisdom
Dexterous.
at 14. Now we still have a 13, a 9, a 12, and an 11 to put in. So this character kind of being this sort of problem solver and sort of like a leader, we kind of want to make the charisma a little bit higher. Do you think? Yes? No? Charisma being higher?
Yeah, I think charisma needs to be higher.
All right, let's make the charisma a 13.
Oh.
What's going on?
My sister just texted me and said my dad said that $25 is coming out of my bank account next week. I'm
I
great,
love that.
thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Kayla's sister's bank account. We
My
really
bank
appreciate
account.
it. Well,
Not my
yeah.
sister's.
Oh, your bank account.
Yeah, my sister doesn't have a bank
Oh, well,
account.
thank you, Kayla. Thank you so much for
You're
donating
so welcome.
$25. So we still have a 9, a 12, and an 11, with intelligence, constitution, and strength still up. We kind of want
Intelligence?
constitution to be up.
Oh, okay.
And well, we want intelligence to be up, but I don't think it's as important as constitution, especially if you're going to be up there fighting.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
You're the D&D guy.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's go with a 12 in Constitution, a 11 in Intelligence, and then we'll put the 9 in Strength. So we have a Strength of 9, a Dexterity of 17, Constitution of 12, an Intelligence of 11, Wisdom of 14, and a Charisma of 13. Now with the bonuses that we get as being a half elf, we get a +2 to Charisma, so that 13 gets bumped up to a 15, and then we get two other points to put into anything else that we want to. So what are you thinking that we should put the extra 2 points into?
Should we use it to make our strength a little bit higher, or strengthen something we already have strong already? Was that a proper sentence? Do you know?
No,
what
but I know
mean?
what you mean. Yeah.
And that is why I'm not the talent.
That's why you're the guest. And I'm
You're
not.
doing great.
I'm here with my friend Kayla, in case you were wondering, the guest. Yeah, no.
Can I flip
I
people
think.
off? Is that allowed?
Is that a thing?
If you do it off camera, yes.
Thank you so much. So.
I forgot my parents were
So I genuinely think that we should probably try and strengthen something that we're already really strong at and just make it that much better.
Alright.
I think a strength at 9, if you bump it up by 1 or 2, it's not going to do
Okay,
much
that
for
makes
strength.
sense. So do we think Emily as a player would be more of a like talk her way out of situations than like, I don't know, what's the other one? Dexterity?
Probably.
Dexterous.
Dexterous? I mean, she's already really dexterous. I don't think a +1 or a +2 is going to do too much.
What
you know?
about charisma?
Charisma, yeah, we could bump up charisma even more if we
Okay.
wanted to. Let's check. Let's metagame a little bit, not too much, but let's check and see what kind of bonuses you get per number. So for 15, you get +2, and then 16 to 17 is +3. So if we wanted to, we could give the dexterity an 18 and the charisma a 16, and then from there, they would go up from +3 to +4 and +2 to +3 if we wanted to do that as well. Or we could go up, bump up the wisdom, which is also very, very, very important for monks. Like I said earlier, like the stunning strike, they have to pass a wisdom saving throw based on your wisdom modifier.
Wizards have to do that.
Yeah.
That's the only other class I play besides Bard.
But yeah. So it's basically the
So
same
then it should
thing.
go to wisdom.
Well, we can make it go to wisdom and bump it up by +1, or we could give it 1 to dex and 1 to charisma and bump each of those up by 1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay.
That one.
You want to do that
I do
one?
that.
All right. So let's bump up that charisma from a 15 to a 16, and then we'll bump up that dex from a 17 to an 18. So that gives us a 9 in strength, which is give me a second. That is a -1, so that's a -1 modifier. Great. Dexterity. At an 18, that is a +4. Constitution is a 12, that is a +1. Intelligence is at an 11, that is a +0. Wisdom is a 14, that is a +2. And a 16 is +3. So now that we have that, we're going to look at saving throws and what monks are really good at. So that is, they get saving throws in strength and dexterity. So we're going to dot those and give each of those a little +2 right there.
Should we hold the sheet up for the camera?
Yeah, we can do that
See
in a
what's
second.
going on.
Let me finish this real quick and then we can show.
No, you have to do it right now.
Little busy right now, sorry. Kind of can't, but you know.
Understandable. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. I wish you the best of days. So right now, this is what we got going on right now. So you have all the scores over here and all the numbers that we wrote down over here, and then most importantly on the back we have big ass ears. Those are kind of like, you know, the most important highlight, apparently, of this character that we need. So from there we need to pick skills and proficiencies. So as a monk, you get to choose 2 from acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, and stealth. Which 2 do you think that she would do? Yes.
Hi.
This might be a great time to do a wrap.
Okay.
And then hand it back over, and you'll pick it up right where you left off.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just got to the which parts?
Skills and proficiencies.
Yeah. Is that cool?
Do you want us to wrap that up first?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean, let's wrap now by...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right.
So we will get back to skills and proficiencies a little bit later. Hopefully not too much later, but we will try and finish this character out for Emily, and hopefully when she gets here, she will love the character with the big ass ears. Thank you so much for joining me and my guest and my friend Kayla. Thank you so much. We hope to see you soon.
Like, who invited you here anyway?
All right. We'll see you later. Back to the main cast.
Well, thank you very much. That was Building Character, the very first segment we've ever aired, and that was spectacular.
It
Thank
might
you
be the
very much.
last if it's taken by someone.
It may have a different name sometime in the future, possibly.
Who knows?
But for now, it's Building Character, brought to you by Cameron and Kayla. Kayla is the guest of Cameron. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
No, okay. That,
You guys did great.
not only that, brought in the biggest donation of the show so far, so we know how to appeal to our audience. Show them their children.
Why aren't you donating?
Hey, yeah.
It's 24 hours long. Give me a little bit.
I am your favorite child, so
Well-
I should get the most.
Since when?
Since I was born.
I definitely think me and all of you are favorite children.
You guys don't even exist in this family. Who are you?
I'm a little offended
Show me your
by that.
license right now. Show me Gillette.
It doesn't have to be.
We're
It's
adopted.
2019, Parker. Are you telling me I can't be a Gillette?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm
Neither of you
changing.
are allowed anymore.
I'm illegally
This is
changing
my
my name
home.
to Gillette. I'm gonna legally do it. You can't stop me.
Right, I can't.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you
I mean, the state of Florida might.
No, I think with enough money, you can definitely be a Gillette. And it's really only like $150.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that'd give you the same last name. I don't know what other rights that offers you, but
I think I'm entitled to.
I mean, as your children, does that mean we get access to like the corporate card now? Because
Yeah.
I constantly hear about you and Shannon passing it off,
yeah,
or it magically disappearing.
you can definitely help us not be prepared for retirement just around the corner.
Yeah.
We're about to roll this again and include everybody because we did get that awesome donation while we were gone, and for that we're well, let's mix it up so that if it comes up a 3 again, it's not necessarily. No, wait, you get to keep 3 no matter what.
Yeah, I think 3 is her
Okay,
unlucky
we'll still
number.
mix it up.
2.
Three
I
is
think
actually
we'll
my
do.
lucky number.
Cameron's gonna be 1, Kayla 2.
What am I doing?
We're rolling for punishment. You're 1, she's 2.
I just.
Alright.
You got elf ears now.
Yeah.
What
dude.
we need to do though
3,
is ensure we get
4,
more donations in
5,
so we can pass
6.
100. So I have to do the cinnamon challenge.
All right, here comes the die.
You
Do
want
you remember
to.
your numbers?
Oh, I really
you
do.
do.
What did you say my number was?
1, 2.
I was not
Three.
listening.
3,
3.
4, 5,
4.
6.
and then Zoe and I will take 6 because it's not going to come up 6. All right, here we go.
He says as it says 6.
1!
No, why?
I have the
What
What am
magic
I
touch.
doing now?
Roll that
You're gonna
dice.
I think it's because
D20.
you called Kayla your guest.
Yeah.
She is.
It's karma.
No.
12.
Didn't I do 12 last time? No, I did 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
Is it not a fun one?
the first half seemed fun. Make up a song about the DM.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to use my? Do you want to use my ukulele?
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yeah,
one, There's
yeah.
one right there for ease.
Oh,
you got it.
Yeah, there's. It's on the couch.
An electric ukulele?
No,
Oh.
but my ukulele's on the couch if you want it.
It might totally not be tuned, but like.
Oh, it's gonna be-
like-
Oh, it
Way
won't
out
be
of
tuned. Oh, my dog has
Ew.
fleas.
That is gross.
I think that's
Alright, go
correct.
easy on it.
My dog has fleas.
All right.
Soft boy hours.
All right. Feel free to help me. Please do.
My DM has a first name. It's J-S-O-N.
He's so handsome and we love him.
Said nobody.
Please give me some money.
Keep going. I'm just gonna.
No, you gotta say.
Oh, I gotta do
Yeah,
it.
you gotta do it. This is your
It's your
punishment.
punishment.
Okay.
This is a punishment.
Give me like 2 seconds.
1, 2.
All right. Jason, I love you. Please don't screw me over. I'm playing with you later, and I don't want my character to be dead, like at all. So please don't screw me over. Thank you so much. You're the
Yeah.
best teacher that I've ever known. This is more of a spoken word, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
This is coming out on vinyl later. Yeah, no, I love Jason, man. This is gonna be more so of just like a spoken word of how much I love Jason, bro. Dude, alright, so he's like one of the best people that I've ever known. One of the best DMs that I've ever had. And, hold on. Yeah, so if you don't know him, please get to know him. If you can't see his camera right now, he's blushing, and that's because of the words that I'm saying. Yeah, so I need you guys to donate. For the children.
Oh, look, it says you have to stop after a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
It's in
wait,
the
do you want me
instructions.
to keep going?
No, I mean, I think what you've done already is art. I would hate for you to. I mean, how do you improve on perfection?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You can't. You just beat Jason. Whoops.
Oh God, he lost the gear!
Oh yeah.
That shows that you left it on the field. Good job.
Oh,
Well, now the less talented one has to sit back down. Thanks, guys.
All right.
That was great.
Well, I don't really know if I want to continue going if I'm not going to hear more songs about me.
Hey, if we want to hear more songs about Jason the DM, you got to make sure that you are donating. Even $1 forces us to roll May the odds forever be in your favor.
And speaking of the odds, we've reached that point where I'm going to drink some more of this delicious Arnold Palmer. If you're not familiar with this beverage, it's when you take tea and you mix it with lemonade. Mm-hmm. You know why you would do that? Because you don't like yourself. Arnold Palmer, here we go.
That's a little much.
You insulted half my friends there.
You insulted me.
Some people love this beverage, and that's, personal taste. I personally don't understand their taste, is what I'm saying. But I'll tell you what I do love about Arnold Palmer. Maybe not the beverage, but the hospital for children and all the money that's being raised and going to help them. That's spectacular.
Hospital?
Makes it worth drinking the Arnold
I'm
Palmer.
watching you, kid.
So worth it.
Okay, let me put that over here, and in 2 hours I'll do that again.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll chug the rest of it.
Last week. Let's wait and see if that comes up. I'll hand my beverage off to you as a savior. So we're gonna just walk away in the middle of the game.
Ozzy!
I'm coming after I have my drugs.
What?
It's not actual drugs.
Let's make a stop at the nurse's station.
Is that...
It's probably a healing potion, probably a lesser healing potion.
I'm not joking.
Gotcha.
I did want to ask you guys to help me remember 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. because that's when I take my medicine, and if I'm not waking up and going to sleep, I'll forget to take it. So,
Okay.
you guys
Yes, Grandpa.
help me out at 7 and 7.
You got 30 minutes. No, I'm...
30
minutes. It's 4.
You
I
got
haven't
2
set-
hours and 30 minutes.
I haven't set the military time, so I just saw 6, and I was like...
If I'm off by 2 hours, it will send me into
Stop. That's not funny. This isn't a funny joke.
a hilarious laughing fit where I'm just so excited and happy that all I do is chuckle.
And then he
Donate
dies.
$2 now to
Stop
have it
not funny,
sustained by
Grant.
2 hours.
He's gonna live forever.
And then his insides explode. But at least he laughed on his way out.
This guy.
I mean, when you think about it, so did every one of Joker's victims, so
Well, we're not...
is it really a good way to go?
It's better than nothing.
Hey, remember when the show was about D&D?
Every time I almost open my mouth, that's what it's almost about.
You gotta blame the youngins.
So, folks, we've got Jana Tammy looking around the wagon where most of the supplies are kept for when we all dine together. We've got Monolith enjoying his delicious meal and watching the others at the table eat theirs and talk to one another. And about 200 strides away, we have our very own Valandril. And he's sulking around.
Skulking, not sulking. That
Are you
was
not
season
sad?
1.
Oh, I didn't know.
Season 1.
Well, how about if we just say that you're tiptoeing around
I
with
can
your
go
fingers up in the
cartoonish.
air, going from shadow to shadow. The thing that you're noticing without even rolling, just passively noticing,
Well, thank you.
the vast majority of the people that are not going to dine aren't sitting outside in the cold to eat. They seem to be going into wagons or tents and either skipping meals or eating a meal that's not as warm and delicious as the one that's being served at the hot dinner place. You've got one little thing that you noticed was the everybody looking up into the sky moment of silence. You may or may not have seen something like that in your past. You may or may not be curious about it, but it was happening where you were in the same sense that it was happening where dinner was being served. You do find several small groups of people still sitting around, many of them still drinking, but the numbers have reduced quite a bit. What would you like to find?
Well, they're only tents and wagons, so it's not like there's much sound dampening involved. So Valandril will attempt to sneak up to the side of one of these wagons or tents, listen in, see if the conversation's anything important.
Okay. Wagon or tent?
I'm feeling tenty.
So the tents are arranged in a way that makes it easy to approach the... Some tents are easier to sneak up to and not be seen. There's a uniformity to the way the tents are set up, the way they look. The ones on the outer part of the grouping are going to be easiest to walk up to and listen to. And that would give you access to like 6 of them. So could you roll a d6 so I know which one you're listening to?
6. 6.
Okay. You approach a tent, and this one looks like all of the others. You might approach it because it's got a little bit more of a glowing light emanating from it. You know how from candlelight or torchlight on the inside of a tent flickers on the outside?
Good game.
You've got a little bit more light coming from this tent. So when you walk up to it and you listen, describe just how would Valandril go about nonchalantly placing himself near the tent? What do you look like?
Well, it's going to be crouched down, 1 foot firmly on the ground, ball of the foot down there, ready to kind of sprint if anyone sees him, but he's crouching down and his ears like right up against it.
Okay. Well, then...
I don't like that. I gave you a GM screen. You be nice to me.
The GM is not deciding your fate. Fate is deciding your fate.
Oh.
Well,
If it was up to me, you'd find every treasure you were looking for, my friend. But it's not up to me.
That's so poetic.
except it's not up to him, so you know what? Blah.
He's just
Apparently he's powerless.
Why are we listening to him? Revolt!
Your name.
We give him the power. If we don't give him the power, he has no power.
We're here to talk to you about the state of Arkham.
You're going to have to make 2 rolls. If you're lucky, you'll make 2 rolls. You might just make 1 roll. The first one's going to be stealth.
Got it.
Ew.
10. Wait.
You need a +4.
10.
Okay. As you approach the tent, somebody sounds like they hear you, and they step out of the tent. Somebody emerges from the tent, and these tents aren't, you can't stand up and walk around inside them, but they're also not like the little Boy Scout triangles.
Teepee?
No, more like half wall. They're for the size of a dwarf. A dwarf has no problem walking out of them. You would have to bend over and stoop around to walk inside.
Got it.
They look like a walled army tent, but for smaller people. Somebody walks out of one of those, specifically looking for a noise they heard, and makes eye contact with you. And he says, "You looking for a tent?"
I'm looking for some friends to drink with, he says deceptively.
Deception or not. We're not looking for friends. We've got important business to attend to. So if I can help you find the tent you're looking for, or you could move on.
I'm just kind of going around, so I think I'm gonna head that way.
Roll for performance.
Aw. I'm just checking, make sure what my modifier is. 17.
He says, "Well, please, if you're going to throw up, don't do it anywhere around this tent. In fact, you see that dark tent at the end? That's the one to throw up on. You just leave this area alone."
Will do, Buster. He just starts stumbling away.
He turns without even giving you a second thought, walks inside, and the tent flaps close.
So can I try again?
If you want to try again to sneak up on that tent,
Hell yeah.
you can. Okay.
You
This-
gave me a glare.
This is a second attempt. It's perfectly, in my mind, perfectly reasonable for you to roll again now.
That was cocked. Thank you, laptop. You almost got destroyed earlier.
I
Now
will-
you're saving things.
I will say that the DC's higher. I mean,
Well, because they're on alert, I gotcha.
Okay.
No, I fully accept that.
I didn't want there to be any misunderstandings.
14.
You needed that last time. Not
No,
this time.
I got a 10 last time.
Wait, but you needed a 14 last time.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Gotta get ready for a performance roll again.
Maybe. 3 people, dwarves, all dressed the same, emerge from the tent, and this time they walk up to you and surround you. And the one that was speaking to you before says, "You seemed too drunk to be making good decisions, and now that you're back here, that's pretty clearly the case. We're gonna have to escort you away." And the 3 of them begin to lead you towards the center of camp.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Your performance from before stands. It was a stellar performance, and you have no reason to worry that they aren't believing you as much as they believed you before. With that, they're leading you towards the brightest part of the column, and eventually, with them leading you, you come to this circle of wagons where the fire is and enough tables set up for 500 people to eat. By the time you get there, most of the tables are cleared, and there are still a few people here and there finishing off their dinner, the last remnants of their dinner.
Will I be able to notice if there are any lights coming out of the wagons? As if people are inhabiting them, so to speak?
The wagons that are around this area look like they're mostly for the gear that's used to feed the people. So many of the wagons are made from the tables, so those tables get put back together and become the wagons. There are several wagons that weren't disassembled because they don't have as many survivors coming back with them, so they don't need as many tables set up. Those seem dark, as if they're just holding gear and not people. The wagons that hold people are a little bit bigger, and they have windows on the side that look like they're small cottages on wheels. The wagons in this area look more like equipment wagons and not those living wagons.
I'm totally going to go towards as Valandril is guided back, and he probably drunkenly says bye to the dwarves. He just immediately, once they're far enough away...
Oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't get a chance to do that.
Damn you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You should have...
They don't drop you off and let you go.
We're still walking?
Yeah, they're leading you somewhere.
Then why'd you give me such beautiful descriptions?
I was painting a picture for you, my man.
A picture of disappointment.
They lead you right up to this area and walk you up to an elderly man who's seated at one of the tables, and they stop right in front of this man, a dwarf with a very long white beard.
As you would.
Yep. He's wearing a uniform like the rest of them, but he has some purple fringe on his uniform that you don't see on the others.
Love that show.
And they walk up and say, "Pa, this one was around the tent during our meeting, and we told him to leave."
Sounds official.
And then he snuck back a second time, and we figured that sending him off might not be the best for us, so we'll leave him with you. And at this point, the 3 of them turn and walk away. You're left standing in front of a very old dwarf who one of these younger dwarves just called Pa.
How you doing, buddy?
He takes your hand and says, "Well, you're clearly not with our regimen."
I'm a couple elbows deep, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it to come across that way, Grant.
I'm gonna let you roll for a performance on this. You're doing a new performance now.
New performance, okay, just checking, and 18. I'm performing like a bad mofragger right now.
To you, it seems like this is one of your best performances ever.
Oh.
And maybe it is. You have no reason to know otherwise. The elder dwarf that's speaking to you shakes your hand and says, "Well, I'm glad you're enjoying our elbows, young man. Were you one of the ones that we rescued from the storm on our way back from protecting our lands?"
Ooh, I'm at a crossroad right now. When in Rome.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are.
Well,
And that is why I'm drinking.
And what were you doing so far north, my young friend?
I was helping my friend Jan Tan Woods spin. try to find her whatever or another. She's a half orc, and like that means she's like part orc, and I think she was looking for her orc half.
You guys have to laugh with your arms off the table.
Oh my god.
Oh
That was me.
no.
Otherwise, there's earthquake after earthquake
Yeah.
after earthquake.
Oh man.
What you got, DM?
Paul just leaves.
Oh, I got plenty. Just trying to think of what you're getting. So, what was it that attracted you to my kin's tent?
It wasn't their tent, it was just dark, and I felt like, bleh, and I didn't want people to see that. And so, it's, I don't even, I see two of you right now. And so I just went where the light was.
I want to believe you, and everything inside me says that you're telling the truth.
I want to believe me too.
But to be honest, you seem so drunk, I'm not sure you're going to be in a safe way throughout the night if I leave you on your own.
Well, I'm gonna go look for my friends.
I think we're going to find your friends together.
That's totally cool with me, Pa. I call you Pa?
You can call me Pa a couple more times.
Oh,
He stands up and he starts walking towards the center of where the dining room tables are being
Is he in front of me
cleaned
or
up.
behind me?
In front of you.
Okay. As he does that, just go stone face. You look how we pay. You whore.
He didn't hear you. He rolled a 9.
Dang, that would have been great. Just like,
He walks towards the center.
Makes life so much easier.
I'm assuming you're following it. His number of footsteps will depend on whether or not you're following him or not.
I mean, there's no other choice now.
I agree, but I mean, you have any choice you want to make.
pickpocket him.
Don't
Steal his pants.
pickpocket him.
I mean,
Don't
dude, my
steal
sleight of
his
hand is
pants.
+4. Like, me failing these stealth rolls have been a cataclysmic failure.
Yeah.
Like, I should have succeeded.
I feel that.
You know what?
No,
We're
I don't like that.
we're in the hall, right? With a bunch of people.
You're in an open area. It's as open where the tables were set down. It's out. You could look up and see
Never
the
mind
stars,
that.
and there's no walls.
It's not worth it.
But you are surrounded by. It's like you went to a huge restaurant, and there aren't very many people seated. There's probably 50 tables. 25 tables at a bare minimum, holding 50 or 20 people each.
Balindro's looking around, and he's kind of assessing the situation, and he's not confident enough to pull off the Mission Impossible bus drives by invisibility. There's not enough of a crowd for him to try to like sneak away.
Okay.
So he's just gonna follow along like the good boy now, knowing he has fully been caught twice.
Okay. So if that's the case, it depended on whether or not you were walking behind him, because if Paul didn't hear you, then he wouldn't be taking steps. But as he's listening and hears your steps behind him, you continue to walk, he continues to walk, and he leads you all the way out of this area of tables, all the way away from where the bustle and hustle is after the cleanup part.
Guys, I'm getting assassinated.
And takes you around to a rather large wagon. It looks like some of the others that I described, the kind that people live in, that have the windows on the side. But instead of windows, you see that these have bars with windows in addition to. So barred windows.
Oh no.
And he walks you
I
up to
love
the back
this.
of it. And seated on the back is a guard. And when he sees the older dwarf, you can tell he was not supposed to be seated. He jumps up so quickly he almost falls over, but he stands with his shoulders back, and he's got his back right up against the wagon. And when the elder dwarf steps up, he says, "This one needs a nice place to sleep for the night, and for his safety, we're going to make that place right here." And the young dwarf salutes. That's not the actual salute. If I was describing it to you verbally, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But you see him put his hand up on his head and make it looks like the Rocketeer symbol. And
Where he's like
salutes him.
peacocking.
That's not peacocking. That's not what that is.
Oh boy.
And salutes, turns around, opens the doors, and when the doors on the back open up, you see a small hallway with cots on either side, and the cots on them have large, look like sleeping bags that have been unrolled or bedrolls of some type. And they open the doors up, and they both stand back and look at you. Clearly, they're waiting for you to move up into the wagon.
So I'm not in it yet, right?
Nope, you're behind.
I assume there's a lip to the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We're about to prison break this. Like, at this moment, Valandril drops his drunk facade.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he sees this as more of a hindrance. He knows what a drunk tank is. This is clearly the closest thing to like a dwarven drunk tank there is. So, in efforts to escape, he's going to try to grab onto the lip of the thing, pull himself off, and use that as a distraction to run. Tell me what to do. I got my
I
dice
will.
ready.
I want to say again what you said to me. You're facing the back of the wagon, which has that Esmeralda in the Hunchback of Notre Dame kind of lip on the back.
Sure.
You want to reach up to that, and then you want to pull yourself up to the top of the wagon? Is
Yeah,
that
to
what
the
you're saying?
onto the roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, acrobatics. Well, hold on. I'm going to let you pick one of two, and I'm not looking at your stats.
He said while looking at my stats.
I'm going to let you choose between acrobatics specifically or athletics specifically.
Athletics.
Roll them and add them.
18.
It didn't take much. You, without hurting yourself or any kind of effort, surprised both dwarves. And while they might not have entirely believed that you were as drunk as you were making out, they definitely weren't expecting you to suddenly go full... Name a gymnast? I don't know, I'm drawing a blank here.
Yoda.
Oh.
What's her name?
Yeah. I think we're thinking his name was.
Michelle Kwan? No, she's a figure skater.
No, isn't it like Serena? No, that's the tennis.
That's
player.
tennis.
Some
Okay, sports kids, just take a break. Don't hurt
My
yourself.
head.
gymnast.
Where
She
in
was
Stormwind
good
does
at
this take
Olympics.
place?
Gym. Like, you
Nice,
believe
well
it? I
Look,
watched
if I
you
don't
do that.
naturally know it, I'm just going to skip it.
Arthas
Caitlin
Menethil.
Ohashi.
Who's that
Say it
one,
again?
though?
Caitlin Ohashi.
So,
Sure.
you didn't go all Caitlin Ohashi. They didn't expect you to go all Caitlin Ohashi on them.
Who would go Caitlin Ohashi? She's Caitlin Ohashi.
Right?
Simone Biles.
Oh, I didn't want you to go all Simone Biles on them.
Yeah.
But
Who
you
could
did.
go Simone Biles on this?
Exactly. But you do. And so you, without a lot of effort, because they're short and you're tall, you're able to reach up and lay hands on that lip with just a little bit of a toe flex. But it's
Nice.
what you do afterwards. Did you choose strength or acrobatics?
I chose acro. No, I chose athletics.
I'm sorry, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was at this point that you used your incredible strength and you pulled with your arms, and with that, the momentum that you build up allows you to flip up onto the top. So you're in a standing position as soon as you get there. As soon as your feet hit the roof, boom, you hear two surprised yelps.
Polar bears.
The yelp may have connotated something I didn't mean for it to. It was the dwarves down below that were
Oh.
surprised that you'd acted this way. And they yelped with surprise. So you're now standing on the top of this wagon facing forward, and you hear, "Stop! Prisoner, on the loose!"
Damn it, you could have done it. You were right there.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum.
Pay your fine or face the consequences?
Ow.
I don't remember.
This is. I've been playing Oblivion like the past week too. I should know this.
You should.
I never get caught.
There you go.
If you wait too much longer to decide what you're going to do, you might get caught.
Excuse me, you're the one that didn't meme correctly. Anyway, so he's up there now, right? He's gonna run to the front, jump off. Hopefully that'll be enough to where they're like, holy crap! They've been distracted long enough to where he can make a break for it.
Before you jump off, let me say that as you reach the end of the wagon, you find that it's actually 3 wagons that are connected. So there's another wagon you could jump to.
Oh, dude, I'm totally gonna do that. We're gonna western it into.
Well, you can keep going. I'm not gonna. With the 17 that you rolled, I'm already adding that to your next couple jumps. I mean, this is not challenging to believe that you're on your game.
He's running down.
So you get all the way to the end of the 3rd one, and it's there that you look or leap.
Leap.
And you
gotta have faith.
Land right on the compact snow. A little bit of cushion absorbs the shock of you jumping down like that. I'm not going to have you do superhero because we know that ruins the knees. But you definitely...
He's already done it once.
Right, and that's still a little sore. You definitely got yourself in a position where you can now just take off in a sprint. The direction that's in front of you leads out into the darkness and away from the camps and the columns. That's forward, right? If you kept running in the direction that you'd been running. If you go right or left, you're either going to go into one half of the camp or the other.
Decisions. Mm-hmm. He's going to go back into the camp. Except now it's going to be a Metal Gear Solid mission.
What? You have a cardboard box?
Not yet.
Silence pistol?
I can get a wagon. A whole dwarven wagon. That's about a box.
Did you jump right or left? It'll determine which part of the camp you're running to.
He's going in... Let's see. He would be on his left foot, so he's going to jump left. That was the last foot he was on, so he'll go left.
Okay. All right. You land on the left, and when you hit the ground and you look back, you see at the end of 3 wagons one of the dwarves looking, and they see you land, and you see them, and now you run?
Looks at them. Pretty cool, right? And then bolts.
Okay. So you taunt with a pretty cool comment, and then you run. At this point, they're going to chase you, and you have a head start easily. Let's see how we're going to do this. Let's make it all just wrap up in a single roll. Yep.
You're gonna get arrested again.
Again.
Did I get arrested before?
Yeah, they put you in a prison cell.
When?
Just now, didn't you? Just get put in a ball.
No,
This was him escaping from prison.
Yeah.
Right, but you were just put in there.
No, I
Oh,
wasn't.
you know what? Technically, we were all in prison.
Yeah.
What?
In the very
Hey, so
beginning.
season 1 of Campfire Quest?
The first episode.
Well, I wasn't thinking of that far.
Yeah, no, I wasn't put in prison. They didn't give me a chance to even walk into it.
Oh, gotcha.
Couple ways this could go. The side that you jumped off on, just so you understand what you're looking at, is row after row after row of the tents. You might not be where you started, but you're certainly in the same kind of encampment. It's certainly the same grouping of small dwarven-sized tents that might hold up to 10 people per tent. There are some wagons on the perimeter. There aren't a lot of fires burning. If you were to run, it would take you just a few steps to be in that forest of tents and wagons. If you were to turn just a little bit to the left, instead of running away from the dwarves, you'd be kind of running perpendicular to their line of sight with you. And that would take you into a more lit area where there are a lot more people, but a lot fewer tents and structures.
We're going the tent route.
Okay. Then we're going to, for that, since it's... I know you're going to love this. Seems to be like stealth.
Yes.
Good one.
People? That's Grant's form of good luck.
Yeah. Did it work?
23.
Oh, it's too bad the DC was 26.
Was it really?
No.
That'd be great.
It didn't take much at all. The dimness is one of the things that made it so that it was easiest for you to get away. You heard the steps chasing after you. You heard the running coming after you. And you felt like somebody being chased. There's a fear that comes with this. You might be able to take somebody in a fight, but maybe you can't take several people. And maybe when their friends and their army buddies are all roused, you're not going to take on an entire army. So who knew what was about to happen? Doesn't matter. You dissolve into the darkness. You run through some tents, and then you zig to the left and you run through some tents.
Serpentine.
Then you zag to the right and you run through some tents. And then there's just nothing but silence and you and dark tents. And now I'm going to have you roll for perception because you're listening around you.
Yeah, boy. Perception. Well, we're screwed. So I'm just letting you know now. Definitely screwed too.
That only means you don't hear some things. That doesn't mean that you're in any more danger than you were, unless those things are dangerous.
Yeah.
But time passes, nothing happens, and nobody approaches you, and you seem to be out of the woods. So let's leave you there, crouched in the tents, listening poorly.
Hey, fear and adrenaline has blocked his ears.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes perfect sense. And we'll head back to the kitchen area. So, Jan Tammy Woodspin,
Howdy.
what were you doing over there? What are you looking for? How could I help you? What's your plan of action?
My main goal is to try and locate small child and or old woman who spoke to small child. Because that doesn't seem normal, especially after what this archer lieutenant told me. So I was hoping I could locate or look for these people.
Okay. And while you're going to be doing that, Monolith, do you have any actions you'd want to take or anything that you'd be doing?
I just got done eating. So nothing in particular. Just kind of, I just got done eating. Maybe I'll start talking to people around me.
Okay.
Making some friends.
Okay. Well, we'll just do a roll for you, Janet Tammy. This is going to be an investigation for one of the two people you're looking for.
A 3. 4 minus 1.
You spend a good 5 minutes looking around, and 3 separate times, you're quite sure that you see the older woman with the wireframe glasses that you're looking for. And as soon as you get up to her and are able to take a closer look, you can tell that it's somebody that's got a similar face, but just not the glasses. Not sure why they keep seeming to sparkle at you in the distance and get you to run over there. But all 3 times it turns out that it's not who you thought it was. You saw no sign at all of any child.
Alright. This is very curious and very concerning. Since she can't find anybody, and everybody's dispersed from dinner already, right? And they're just milling about doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably gonna stick around the kitchen area, but like keep a perimeter around it, and maybe try and stop a few people and be like, this might be like a strange question, but have you seen a child anywhere? Just to anybody that's passed away.
Let's come back to that, and let's not forget that's what you're doing. So you're continuing your investigation, but this time you're not looking for those 2 people, you're asking other people for help in locating them, which will be a little bit different.
I also have a question. Would I know if Bathenda is a family name, or if it's like a popular, because she did say Bath is a popular name, so like I couldn't just walk around and be like, you seen any Bathendas around? Because that's not very specific, right?
You could. There's nothing that would stop you from trying that.
Right, but like based on what I got from Bethinda, she was like, "This is very common." Like
You knew Bethinda when she introduced herself. You knew that to be her first name, not a family name. If that's what you're asking.
she said that they usually pass their first names down to their daughters, so I thought that it was like a family first name kind of situation.
Oh, I see. No, in the community, Bethinda could be a name that's used by many of the families.
Okay.
And then, as the young girls are growing up, sometimes they're called Bath, the way that Catherine is called Kathy.
Okay. Then I will just stick to my first thing about going around and asking people about small child, no
Okay.
big.
Then we'll come back to that in just a second. And Monolith, you've got a table of rapidly finishing dwarves. Most of the table was up and gone by the time Janet Tammy left.
Oh wow.
You're left with about 3 people, and 2 of them are scraping their food right to the edge of their plate and then holding it up to their mouth and scraping it in.
Yeah.
And then there's one other that's only about halfway through. They seem to be a slow eater. Looks like they all got their food at the same time, but not everybody eats at the same pace. The 2 people that are finishing both look kind of young, and they look like the soldiers that you've seen around. And the third person is dressed the same, but looks like a much older version of the young soldiers.
Okay.
No markings on them that indicate anything out of the ordinary.
Right. I guess we'll just talk to him and be like, hey, you guys, you like the food? Is this normally what you guys eat?
The 2 that are scraping the food into their mouth look at you and they keep scraping. And maybe they're going to answer when they finish and they swallow. But before either of them is in a position to be able to do that, the older dwarf clears his throat. Maybe he's got a little carrot or something back there. Food's great. Food's great. I'd have left the army a long time ago, but I just can't get enough of this delicious food. Even when we get home, it's hard to imagine this, but my family will get together and cook, and I'll just wish I was back on another expedition because, oh my gosh, these people know what to do. Somebody taught this army that an army runs on its stomach because I'll stick around until they either kill me off or make me retire.
Wow, that's very high praise. I'll say the food was very good.
It's different every night, too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, this is just cauldron night.
Oh, well, what was last night?
Oh, it was celebration because of our good job we did.
Oh, okay.
They roasted meat, big piles of meat with bones, and you're making me hungry even though I'm eating my food.
Well, that makes sense. It was a very good food. Wow. I hope I get to eat some more of this food. It was definitely an experience I'd like to try again.
Well, you're here with us now. Whose tab are you eating on? Who are you a guest of?
I'm just I'm just here.
Well, you're traveling with us. This is an army. You're a guest, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I just, I don't know who particularly I'm a guest of. I've talked to so many people, like...
The 2 younger dwarves have finished scraping the food off into their mouths, and they slowly set their plates down, and they're looking at you.
I'm just going to enjoy every second of this.
When you go to sleep tonight, whose tent are you going to?
I guess whichever one's open. I wasn't told which tent to go to.
Who told you anything? Have you spoken to somebody?
Yeah.
You didn't just wander up into a camp.
No. I did. I talked to people, but I didn't get too many names. I got to meet some of the king's advisors, and they said hang out. I guess
You're a guest of the king.
Well, I think I'm not 100% on that.
Womp womp.
I don't want to say I'm a guest of the king.
Did that help?
I don't think so. No. Not at all.
No?
No.
Were you one of the people that we rescued?
Yeah. Yeah, I was part of the rescue. They
What were you doing so far north?
just on an adventure, you know. I like to explore, and this was one of the only places I hadn't been to yet.
Well, we just marched a whole army up here to fight with people that were exploring on our lands, and we saved a few that got stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. Please tell me how you came to be in this area.
Well, I always had wanted, you know, to go to the total north and the total south, and I want to explore everything, so I went to the north, and then I heard a storm was breaking out, so I escaped, and here I am. I ran into groups of people, and now I'm here.
We're going to have to verify that you're a guest of the king, or
Of
that
course.
you've got permission from his advisors to be here.
Yeah.
Maybe just tell me a little bit more.
A little bit more.
When you spoke to the advisors, who did you speak to?
I believe it was Alduino. It was Al something. Do you call him Al?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Al. I talked to Al.
And he said that you could stay with us, and you're traveling with us to the south?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to wherever you guys are headed, and then I just kind of go on my way from there.
Roll for persuasion.
Oh no!
It took you that long to ask him to roll for persuasion?
Oh, he
You want me
wanted
to
to watch
stop?
him squirm.
You want me to stop?
She wanted
This
me
was
to
the most fun I've had in like weeks.
You really
Well, thanks. Yeah, enough. Now we know who the favorite child is.
Hello.
Nice.
That's a dirty 21.
21?
Dirty 21.
Oh. What's your modifier there?
Plus 5. Why? Wait, what?
Oh, nothing. I was just curious. It was a really good roll.
Okay.
That's good.
It's about
It's
time
ev-
him
it-
being a rogue comes in handy.
It's everything you needed.
I'll fight you.
Uh,
My
Off
children.
camera. Or if you donate $20 right now,
Oh my goodness.
I will let him punch me in the face.
no.
Do that? I'm not doing that.
No gallons of milk, no punching in the face.
No.
Why are you taking away all the fun stuff?
I think
Because
he's
this
big.
isn't Jackass.
But I am.
Oh my.
That's
I
Come on, yeah,
persuaded.
that was pretty good.
I persuaded. I'm not punching.
You were successful, and the older dwarf looks at the other two and goes, and clearly has them stand down. All three of them, I'd like you to imagine what it's like to be in a tight-knit army that travels together, and clearly there's going to be people that join the group and leave the group from time to time, but there's a well-regulated way for that to happen. You guys showed up, and you are certainly walking around the camp, and you aren't getting stopped a lot, but the way that you came into the camp is a little unique, and so you don't have some of the information that you have. Probably might have had some more help with that had there not been an assassination attempt right when you got there.
Right.
But you're wandering around now. Well, let's just say that you have convinced the people at this table that you are supposed to be in camp at least.
Okay.
And the two younger guys stand up with their plates and their cauldrons and their threeks, and they head over to the wagon where all that stuff gets dropped off.
Okay.
And you're left with the older guy.
All right. Does that mean that they're not going to verify this information, or?
No, they're good. You said the magic word. They were looking to see if you could name one of the king's advisors.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was enough with your persuasion and your smooth talking.
That's definitely what I would call that.
Yeah, your smooth talking and that roll convinced them that you don't need any further verification.
Yeah.
So the older guy goes back with his threek and starts cutting off parts of his biscuit and dragging it through the stew and eating it.
Gotcha.
Slowly eating.
I guess I'll do the same. I'll like clean my plate. I'm gonna lick it. I'm gonna lick my plate. Like make sure it's all gone. I'm a rogue. I'm supposed to lie.
You're supposed to lick your plate? That's rude.
Oh.
That's not rude. That means
Yeah,
that
it
it's
is.
that
You're at
good.
the table. Lick it when you're alone.
Yeah, take my plate back to my tent, and then come back to the kitchen and put it away.
Yeah, look what everybody else is doing.
Wait, you're not there.
You're not there. Get out of here. Stop metagaming.
I'm not metagaming. I'm
Stop.
scolding your manners.
You're meta-narrating.
Stop meta Stop meta scolding my manners.
Do you say anything, or you just finish your
my
meal
food
in
and
silence?
I'm we're like, sorry about that. I'm not used to this. That was, I didn't mean to seem too suspicious. You know, I just got very nervous.
I completely understand. You didn't do anything wrong. It just some of the things you said didn't add up, but everything makes sense now.
All right, well that's good. I'll go put my dishes away and be on my way, I guess.
Okay, hold on. I'll come with you. Then he stands up, and he's following along with you and eating the rest of the food off of his plate and heading over to where you're heading. When you get over there, you get to the barrels, and it seems that they're taking these dirty dishes and putting them directly, all the cauldrons and the plates and the threeks, all that stuff's going right into these barrels and then being closed up again. And you're not exactly sure what their cleaning method is, but you're not seeing anybody wash anything. You're just seeing them load all this stuff into the barrels.
Right.
And as you put your stuff in the barrel, because there's a small line, and you just get in it and copy the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And the older dwarf behind you follows suit and puts his stuff in the barrel as well. And then he begins to walk away.
Okay. I'm gonna let him walk away.
Okay, he disappears into the crowd. He doesn't turn around and wish you a fond farewell or anything. Just
Gotcha.
out.
Then I want to start looking for these guys. I'm gonna start looking for them to see if we can maybe head back to the king, because I don't know. For me at least, things have not been lucrative, so I'm good with just going back and telling them that I can't figure anything out.
It's at about that time that you find Janet Tammy, because she's in the area where the dishes are being dropped off, and she's circling slowly around, and she doesn't even notice you at first. She's looking intently at the people as they walk by, and you see her stop this one shorter dwarf woman, grab her by the shoulder and turn her around, and the dwarf woman looks up at her with big round eyes, because you don't see a half-orc in the middle of the Arctic polar north very often.
Yep.
And you don't hear anything, but you see Janet Tammy mouth some words, and you see the dwarven woman shake her head no, and then pull her shoulder back and shake her head no again, and then turn around and walk off.
Okay.
And you see Janet Tammy go, and then she starts looking around again, and that's when you two make eye contact.
Hey, I haven't found anything out. I think we should just dip.
What, give up?
No, I mean go back to the king.
Well, I mean, what time is it? Dinner just ended, right? It's like
Yep.
7?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we
Time
could
for your
still
medicine.
probably...
What's that?
Time for your fantasy medicine.
Oh yeah, okay. Woo. That's a good point.
I feel like we could probably stay out just a little bit longer. Look, I'm trying to find... Okay,
What are you
I
trying
had
to
the
find?
strangest conversation at dinner. I don't know if you were
Okay.
paying attention at all, but I was talking to this lady, and she was
Okay.
telling me how there's no children off this camp at all, which obviously makes plenty of sense
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
war or whatever. Kids don't belong in war. Anyways,
Yeah.
Hot take.
I was speaking to a child when I was helping set up the dinner, and I'm afraid that, well, there's a child here now, so I'm a little concerned.
Wait, hold on.
But this woman was also talking to her earlier. She was like, "Great job, good, thanks for helping out."
So
And,
wait, so there aren't supposed to be kids,
right, but I saw one.
and you saw a kid?
Yes, and so
child.
I'm trying to. I don't think it's connected because she's a child, but also, what if it's connected? What?
Was
Why
a
is-
child involved in?
Not the child necessarily, but the circumstances surrounding the child.
And I guess that's better than just going back to the king empty-handed. At least we could say, hey, there's a kid here. Maybe they should be looked after.
I'm afraid I might know who she belongs to. I met this woman during dinner.
Okay.
She was just sitting next to me. The child, she gave me her name, Bath.
Bath?
Yeah, and apparently,
Huh.
yeah, they passed down their names, dwarfs to, dwarf daughters, understandably. And her name was Bethesda.
As is the tradition.
As is the tradition.
As is the dwarf tradition.
She had the most beautiful blue eyes, but I'm just so...
So we're looking for a really tiny, an extra tiny dwarf.
a small child. She
blue
might
eyes.
no more than 10, I think.
Who
So
was
sweet.
it that was
she
talking
was
to
very
her?
kind. All right. It was this older looking woman. She
Okay.
didn't really have anything that stood out except she had these wire thin framed glasses.
Okay.
Um,
That's something to go off
yeah,
of.
her hair was braided.
All
And the
her
little
hair's
girl,
braided.
yeah, I know. The little
Yes.
girl, I gave her some flowers.
Oh.
'Cause she was really nice. I liked her a lot. And
That should be-
she put them behind her ear and one on her shirt.
Dog stick my foot scared me. That's why you just grabbed my foot.
And I don't know. Maybe you could help me look.
Yeah, sure. You know what? I was just gonna go back to the king, but I'll do that. That sounds more fun.
She looked like she probably worked around the kitchen area, like she was, helping set up
Yeah, was the
kitchen
woman
stuff.
was the woman she talked to? Did she work for the kitchen? Was she wearing kitchen attire?
Well, she rolled one of the kitchen barrels into one of the kitchen barrel wagons. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so maybe she works in like moving barrels, not so much the kitchen. Maybe she's like storage.
Maybe.
She's a stalker, a shelf stalker.
But I feel like the kitchen's probably our best bet.
Yeah,
for
we could
now.
ask around. We could ask around.
Maybe a little subtly. I don't know. I don't want there to be an uproar.
Subtlety is my middle name.
You have a middle name?
I knew that was going there.
No, it's an expression.
Do you know what, Monolith? I've never asked. Do you have a last name at all? Is it just Monolith?
As far as I know, it's just Monolith.
Do you not know?
Well, I mean, my dad was. I don't even know, but my mom was a genie, which is why I'm part Genasi. She's like a planar being. So last names don't exactly exist when you live in a plane beyond our existence.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just Monolith.
Do you want a last name?
Nah, I'm cool with this. This works.
You can make up anything you want to. Nothing's real.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Sorry.
Everything's made up. The points don't matter.
Money's a lie. Time's not real.
Well, all that aside, we should
Small child. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
Little kid.
Yeah. Let's go find her.
Good idea.
Can we go find a child?
We're going to stop for just a second right there. We've left Valandril huddled in between some dark tents,
Cool.
disappeared into nothing, almost like a rogue. And then we have Janet Tammy and Monolith standing among tables that are now being disassembled and turned back into wagons. Last of the barrels has been closed and rolled up in. And before we do anything else, somebody said something about a donation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2?
Anonymous. Shout
I
out
just want
to
to see the chaos.
that organization.
Anonymous,
Such a nice
right?
organization.
Thanks, organization.
Thanks, Anonymous.
Let's go back to the 246.
Yep. Except we'll go 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here it comes. 1.
Here we go. Yeah. Oh dear God.
I
under the
can't
hat.
see it.
It's
One.
a 1!
Woo!
Ozzy's so excited. You want that 20. Is that the pool?
Here you go.
Where's the best? I want to aim for like right there.
Yeah.
9.
We're getting all different numbers. We haven't gotten a repeat yet.
Which is really good.
Oh, God.
What?
He has to do the milk chop.
He has to get punched in the face and then eat some cinnamon, then get shanked. We have to take him to the hospital.
Wait, did I hear I get to eat salmon?
I said cinnamon.
Oh.
Salmon would be
Raw
delicious.
salmon, and then you get food poisoning.
We all have to eat,
Sushi genius.
What do
we all have to eat a popsicle in 30 seconds.
All of us?
Yeah. We're all,
Oh, I get such bad
me
headaches.
too.
Oh, man. Let me take care of my children.
Do we have good popsicles at least?
No, just bad ones.
They're made of frozen
Basically Kool-Aid.
frozen pool water.
I got
Wait, are they like actual popsicles?
Look at how big my babies are.
versus like not popsicles.
I just mean like, are they?
Napkin.
Oh wow.
Look at my babies. They're so much bigger.
I want to hold
They're
one.
like toddler size.
Let me hold one.
Here's my toddler.
Oh my god, it's so slimy.
It is. It's very. Put it back. Put it back.
Okay, I'm
He's
just in case. Just in
We
case.
love you, toddler-sized Orbeez.
Just in case.
Time to get into adult size.
I don't do well with popsicles or like frozen things.
That's a big one.
So I am clearing a space just in case.
Popsicle. Popsicle.
Are they Otter Pops at least?
No, whatever the generic of that is.
Oh, well, so long as I know what I'm in for.
You have Caesars?
They're like the Birdie Bot beans, but popsicles.
Yeah, no,
Oh yeah, baby. I would like a red one.
I would like a
You get
balloon.
to pick your favorite color.
I want a blue.
Okay.
You have to pick your least
It
favorite.
doesn't say you have to have a crappy one, so you can pick whatever color you want.
It just says 30 seconds.
Ah,
I don't know if I can make
I
a
think we'll have to
popsicle
say
in 30
try in
seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
If this was an ice cream sandwich, that'd be no problem.
Maybe we should set
What color?
You want to join in for the 30 seconds?
Oh yeah, I'm joining.
Who else
Here,
is blue?
come on. I got space over here.
Grant, can you grab
Who else
scissors?
wanted blue?
I did.
Okay.
We'll be the Blues Brothers, even though you're female.
That's not good.
Are there some on the side of the fridge?
on the side of the fridge.
If they're not in that pink thing, then
No.
Do we
check
have
the
scissors?
check the first drawer right here.
Part of the fun is trying to open it.
No, it's not.
Did you pick a color?
Who says that was
Red.
a wrong part?
Satan.
It's the only
Thank
right
you.
answer.
I'll accept that answer.
I don't see no scissors.
I saw some over
Hanging on the
What?
fridge.
Parker's embroidery stuff.
Oh, no. We don't need them anymore. I got that open. Rest of you can just figure it out yourselves. Oh, no. I almost started eating it. We have these for a reason. Zoe off camera's giving me a disapproving look. It's like, don't you eat it.
If you start eating it, it's cheating. And then
I really wanted to start because, like, dude, these are awesome. This is childhood for me.
Oh, I got you.
Did you find scissors or give up?
Found them.
Found them.
Zoe, your hand is famous.
Oh, it's gonna cut off some. There, I'll do that. I need one.
I think they're.
Did I
I'm
get one?
pro-stratting this. I'm breaking it up ahead of time.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
this is some MLG popsicling.
This is part of the fun details. An accident.
Yeah, but if I have to inhale this in 30 seconds...
Weird. What happened when
Parker, no!
I didn't do anything.
Bad Parker.
I'm not doing anything.
Did you not
Parker Gillette.
What are
Hey, bud.
He's doing it in solidarity. Parker. By the way,
I like that.
my parents were watching earlier, and like we have a group chat, and like my mom said something like, "I can't see you," and my dad, or then she said like, "Wait, no, sorry." I'm bad at telling the story. Hi. No, my dad said I can't see you, and my mom said she's not the one wearing the cowboy hat.
Close
That's really
though.
funny.
Both blue.
Thank you. Would have been funnier if I could have gotten it out.
This is like a pina colada flavor.
Well, do you like pina coladas?
And
And
getting
then
caught in the rain.
We have 30 seconds
Not into health
30 seconds
food?
to what? What's going on?
till we die.
Oh, got it.
If you have
Yes!
Oh, yeah, I got 4 packs.
If you have half a brain.
4 more packs of zebra cakes.
Ready?
Oh no, there's something else going down with those.
Oh, yeah. What?
Grant, you're literally gonna cut off his finger.
You can have one right now, but...
Grant, what is your issue? Why are you having such an issue?
I'm gonna fight you. Here, you do it. Clearly, hey, watch it. Watch it. She's eating. She's eating.
She was eating earlier. By this point, we accept that Parker's a cheater.
She's a cheater. Cheater,
Ready?
cheater. Wait.
Yeah.
Who has the timer? Who has the timer? I got
You
a
have the
timer.
timer?
I have the timer.
30 seconds is the goal. It might be a minute and a half for me.
Ready?
Oh dear God. No. Resetting
Cheers.
the timer.
Cheers.
Coke.
Okay.
Now, by the way.
3,
2.
2, 1, go!
I'm already done.
Ow!
Oh. It's so cold.
15.
We need to
15.
keep filming this outside.
This doesn't taste good.
20.
I'm not gonna do it. This is so cold.
27.
Oh, poor kid.
Wow.
30.
Oh, we hit 30. We suck.
Oh no.
We have to give the donation back now.
Ow. Ow. Oh, my mouth hurts.
This is hard, you guys. I don't know why we agreed to this.
Oh man, what a shame it wasn't here.
I hate you. Ugh. We're at a minute. Well, 55. Oh, my mouth.
I'm sorry, guys.
Come on.
Inside we have zebra cakes now.
I only got half.
That's more than half. Ow. Oh. Brain freeze hurting.
For the children.
Bum.
Ooh, good job.
115.
Gotta drink that.
Yeah, it's not done until it's all gone.
Everything hurts.
We have 17
Ah.
viewers and we're all
Ah.
unpopular right now.
Ah.
I hope you're having a good time. Thanks for watching.
Well, tell her.
135.
Remember, it's for the kids.
We're gunning for 5 minutes, guys.
We can do it.
How far are you? Oh, you're farther than me.
Parker's.
Oh,
Everybody's getting done. You gotta put way more.
Third.
You gotta do like.
Blues Brothers taking that second to third.
Trash.
Oh,
Yes, please, thank you.
No, I got a trash plate over
You
here.
are
got a
trash.
plate? You
I
want to
got
just
a
take
trash.
the trash plate?
Oh. That could also
Oh.
work.
Or are you just collecting the trash?
I just
It's
want to
stronger.
I'm a trash man. I eat trash.
Practical fun.
We're at 220 now.
Come on.
So close. It's basically 30
It says
seconds.
3 minutes. If we can do it under 3 minutes.
I'm pretty sure it's 30 seconds.
I moved the decimal.
Zoe.
I'm not a decimal.
Popsicle in under a minute. Who's that monster?
My mouth is dumb.
The camera can't see Zoe, but she's done. She finished. She's definitely not.
Zoe finished first.
She
Definitely.
actually
Wait,
made
hold on.
it
No, I
under
finished
30
first.
seconds.
I finished first. Hold on. No, wait.
I finished
No, this bit only works if I finish first.
I'm almost done.
Can't feel the room.
Fifth.
Oh.
I'm plus.
Ooh.
Yeah, thanks.
Zoe
for-
is definitely not coming in last.
And I said I would
Yeah,
never
this was
have-
about speeding a popsicle, not casually eating it.
I'm eating it as quickly as I possibly can.
That because you started cat.
And since I'm done, I'll go ahead and sip my Arnold Palmer.
Now, yeah.
All right, we're at 3. Can I take a sip?
Oh, please.
See, what
out.
would have been great if I got the one where we have to chug all our drinks.
I know. Luckily, it was sitting over there when you said that.
Oh, what kind of a face is that? It just tastes like lemonade.
I was hamming it up a bit.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh,
Yeah.
Art is a lie. Nothing is
Look,
real.
I've done it.
disgusting.
Yeah! Zoe! We did it.
So I
We
think
did
now
it.
is a very beautiful time to say why we even did that. So if you guys don't know, we're here doing a 24-hour stream for Extra Life for the Arnold Palmer's Hospital for Children. So
30 seconds.
you might be asking yourselves, well, where does my money go? And so funds go to critical treatment, healthcare services, pediatric medical equipment, and charitable care. And so every donation counts. We've definitely been, chugging along. We're at $65 of our $200 goal.
Whoa!
And yeah, we're only hitting about 4 hours in. There's still 20 hours. So math and statistics are in our favor,
Nice.
but we
It's
still
3
need
a.m.
your help. So every time somebody donates any amount, $1, $2, $10, $15, whatever, we have to roll one dice, a very special Extra Life dice, that tells us who is going to be punished, and then we roll a d20 that determines what the punishment is. We have a nice little list. I think only one person really knows what all 20 are.
Yes.
And
And I wouldn't really call them all punishments. They're like activities. fun activities.
Some are rewards. And then we also have milestones. I forget what our $50 milestone was, which we passed. Was that Zoe eating pastries?
No, that was at the other end.
That was the end? Well, we need to think of something for $50 because that's a magnificent milestone.
It is.
$100. If we
Everybody's
pass
doing
that, I have to do the cinnamon challenge on stream.
Exactly.
He set that for himself, by the way.
I did. I'm totally.
We did not tell him to do that. He was like,
I'm 100%
challenge.
willing to
He's
hurt
a
myself
masochist.
for the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids.
And we're willing to let you do it for our own enjoyment.
And then,
I don't
to
just a
even
plus.
up the ante, if you do a double-digit donation, let's say the next 4 hours we'll leave this open, any double-digit donation, if you leave a message in that donation, we'll probably consider what you say so long as it's not, like, life-threatening.
Yeah. I'd say that's very
So
fair.
you can say, like, Grant, go jump in the pool. And he'll have to go jump in the pool.
Don't do that one.
Did
Or,
we already have that? Doesn't he already have to jump in the pool? Grant already has to
I
jump
already
in the pool.
wait, what?
That
yeah,
happened
somebody donated a lot earlier for you to jump in a pool.
That happened earlier.
Oh, why haven't I? Do I do that now? Do I do it at the end?
Um,
Let's wait until
Or
next
even
game.
worse, you can say Ozzy and Jason do the truffle shuffle.
Oh god, no.
That's
That's not gonna happen. This is a child-friendly stream. I was trying to think of worst case scenario.
Well, you hit it.
Yeah.
That's about the limit. We don't go past that.
But yeah, so if you don't have
$1,000.
any money to donate, now's a really good time to share on social media. You know, that Face, Twit, Tamblegram. You want to share it everywhere and let them know that the next 4 hours, any double-digit... I saw a number go up.
What? What number?
As long as it wasn't double digits.
A
and
donation? No, it wasn't
Grant
double
doesn't have to
digit.
jump in the pool.
Oh, yeah. It has to be a double digit.
Jump in the gosh darn pool, Grant.
Yeah.
But...
I'm already doing it, so I guess.
Yeah, so for the next 4 hours,
when do I do
any double-digit donation, that could be 10, that can
There's
be
a basket of towels
11,
right there.
that can be 15. You get to tell us what the
You don't have to.
punishment
You can wait
might
till the
be.
break.
Again, we have some discretion to say
funnier
no,
if
but
I
that's
came
only
back
if it's like real
moist.
bodily harm. But if you tell them to have me do the milk challenge,
We're not letting you do that.
at this point it's a running gag. So yeah, I believe last we left off,
Last we left off, Grant was just about to go jump in a pool.
I guess.
You sound so sad.
I really am not looking forward. I might change shirts, just because I don't. This is like a really new shirt.
Grant,
You could take the
just
shirt
go.
off.
I don't want.
You're
pool
stalling.
$10.
Oh! Grant, get in the damn pool!
I'm going.
Should I turn this out
Taylor?
the window?
I don't think it'll see.
Hold on.
Or else that would be a good
Can I
idea.
try it? Anyway?
Kayla,
I could have someone put it on my Twitter, and then we could.
can you get him on Instagram on @Campfire Quest?
That's a good one.
Just film it and put it on. But, yeah.
Except, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
So
Maybe
that's
we'll go first for
$78 total donated. That puts us way closer to that $100. And now that it's actually feasibly, possibly going to happen, oh, I regret my decisions. Let's talk. Let's debate amongst ourselves. What should the 50 benchmark be?
$50?
Yeah, we already passed 50. What should we do because we passed 50?
Grant's gonna go jump in the pool.
No, that's because someone donated.
Yeah, but it could also be Grant jumping in
I'm
the
not
pool.
doing anything. Listen, I'm just
Okay,
having a
well,
nice
so-
little conversation with
Hey.
my little pals.
If you guys remember Grant from what's the name of the show?
This is in remembrance.
Bye, Grant. Have fun.
Have fun.
Take my wallet and keys out.
All right, you guys can
Don't
see
forget
that
your
on
phone.
his Twitter a little bit later. Hopefully, very soon. I'm excited for
Oh,
it.
you don't have to get that close to it. You don't have to be that far.
All
You guys
right.
did really well earlier.
Ah, thank you.
Like
It's Campfire Quest.
I'm really excited for you guys.
Thank you. It's my first time actually like being.
How
in
long
a
does it
video.
take to jump in a pool?
Not very long. I don't know why he's
You
taking
have
so
to get the
long.
towels.
Oh, was the towels not pre-prepared?
No.
Ooh, y'all.
Because I know that after CFQ, I always get it wrong. After CFQ is done here, I'm jumping in. I have a change of clothes for every time I jump in.
Yo, it's hot outside.
It is hot.
It's
Y'all
hot
are
in
Florida.
here.
It's hot as hell. It's so
I'm
hot.
sticky, you know. Like,
Oh.
just getting
Mm-hmm.
bothered. Not, you know. By the end of it, I feel like a love bug with all the ones that I have on me. I'm just like a
Right.
giant love bug.
Mm.
I'm disgusted.
You should get another tattoo.
Yeah.
That one's
should.
like super,
I
super
feel like it
good.
really complements my other one, you know.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
going
no,
really
that looks
well
really,
together.
really, really good.
Yeah. Right. You know.
Yo, maybe I can get Grant to give us matching tattoos.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Yes. That's a
Is
great
that-
idea.
We're still green
Oh,
on audio, right?
that's what we should do. We should all get matching tattoos from Grant.
Yes.
Yes,
we can
dude,
I think
actually,
Ben's
though.
just being
we
a
can just
doo-doo
get matching
head.
tattoos.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
Grant designed because he's
Yeah,
such an artist.
right, but Grant doesn't get one.
He
Yeah, he doesn't
messaged me
get-
and he
he
was
doesn't
like,
get to be
"Oh,
a
why
part
can't I
of
hear?"
this.
No, no, no.
I think he
Yeah,
just
he just
logged
gets to
on and
make
doesn't
it.
realize
That's
Twitch
it.
Yeah.
mutes it when you first come in.
What?
Yeah. Ben's trying to watch right now.
And he's not able to?
What up, Ben? If you
It's
can
Ben
hear
being
me.
Ben.
What up?
Just open it.
What is up, my dude? Yo, Ben, thank you so
So-
much for joining us.
So
do you want your seat back?
I mean, when you're done with it.
got
Is
to take
Grant
the
really
throne.
jumping in the pool?
And so now we still have to do another roll because it was 2 donations. The $10 one got Grant to go in the pool. Now we still have to do a dice roll.
You are Grant.
I am Grant now.
Oh, it's really nice to meet you, you know?
Yeah.
Grant?
Hey, it's nice to meet you too. Man.
Grant
Grant
Thornton on
too?
Twitter.
Isn't it Thornton?
Thornton.
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 Thornton?
He needs a handle that doesn't have an underscore at the end of it because that just infuriates me.
He should put like this
He's a
big, like
company.
the XX underscore Grant Thornton
Oh.
underscore XX.
Yes.
Bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Yo, dude,
Yeah.
who made this again?
I did.
That is really good. It's
Well,
so cool.
The thing was bought. There's a DM screen you can buy for $20.
Oh, got it.
That has
Okay.
inserts, and then all I did was go to Kinko's. I made those into PDFs, and I went to Kinko's and had them printed out, and then put the inserts in there.
It looks so good.
Yeah. So you have the QFC banner.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, show that off.
That's so good.
It's so cool, and the inside is so cool. All the decals and stuff too is really.
And it's all to 5e as well, so.
which is amazing. Super
Boss
helpful.
Monster, that's so good.
Yeah, $20 on Amazon, and then you can put any inserts. My recommendation is don't do 8.5 by 11. Do 10 by 11. The inserts are actually 10 inches wide, as you can see.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a bunch of
All right.
That's so cool.
Here comes the roll on this side of the curtain.
Who's
We never assigned
4.
numbers for who's who.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because you're here.
Oh, that's you. I had to do that.
3
for a
or
second.
4?
4.
Oh.
19.
Oh.
What do we
So
got for 19?
we've already used the old 19, so now. Oh no, you haven't. Wear a goofy hat for the rest of the game.
Oh, absolute shame.
You know, let's look at another one.
No, I've got
Do
it.
we have goofy hats?
We have
All right,
some
you guys.
goofy hats.
Grant Thornton.
Is it a dunce hat?
I don't have a
A
dunce
what
hat.
hat?
Dunce hat?
Ooh. We can
I
make
always
one.
wanted one.
We
They're
can
not hard to
easily
make.
make one.
Really not.
All right, so while she's getting the hat, how do you guys feel about today's session so far? What's going on? What's going through your heads? How do you feel?
I'm waiting to see how I solid snaked everything. Like, I'm trying to action this thing up.
I'm hoping
Take
that
my shirt off. Take my shirt off right now.
I'm hoping that you don't get caught
I
because of how complicated it is. Normally I would want, not bad things to befall you, but challenging
Right, in
things.
this case, you want to make sure that Valadril somewhat succeeds.
Well, it would just be boring to spend the next 2 days in a prison wagon.
It's in both of our best interests.
Yes.
Hello.
Beautiful.
That's much goofier.
I'm ready.
Now
I love it.
for the rest of the game means for 5 minutes.
Huzzah!
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Good time.
Thank you. You know, I've been
So,
practicing.
Really?
Yeah, it took me a while. I know I'm not great, but I'm getting
Yeah,
better.
So
yeah,
where did
everybody's
Grant come back through?
He went through,
Okay.
but he's not back.
Do you want to get Kayla ready? You guys are going to go on in about 7 minutes.
7 minutes. All right. Yeah, I can do that. All right.
Whoa.
Bye, Grant.
In about 7 minutes, we're going to wrap this episode. But your Campfire Quest regulars, the people that you've been watching, plus Joe, will be back for their next session starting at 9 p.m. Oh, actually, it'll be about 9:20 because right at 9 o'clock we have a singer coming to sing right here for us. Our very own Alyssa Perez, famous around the world. Alyssa Perez will sit in this very chair, sing, and play a musical instrument. She's got an amazing voice, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. And then right after that, we'll begin with another group. This group is in the same world on a slightly different adventure. Less snow, less ice, and we'll meet all of them pretty soon.
I'm very excited.
Me too.
Is Grant done jumping in the pool?
Grant is changing, and...
You look pissed.
No.
Please sit down. No, you have to show the people your hair.
I gotta put this in the dryer.
If you put it by the... Okay, goodbye.
What part were we continuing with? Theirs, or are we
we're
trying to
gonna-
end my saga?
All right.
You look lovely.
I normally don't spend any time on Instagram, but I am going to go check at Campfire Quest so I can see you jump in the pool.
Me too. I want to know what I look like.
Probably like Grant jumping in the pool.
Maybe.
Like a damn fool.
Well, yes.
Those requests did start coming in pretty early in the stream, so it makes sense that we finally got around to it. We appreciate everybody's patience. All right. We are going to go right back with our little bit of time that we have left to Valandril. And Valandril, I'm looking at your passive perception.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, that's you're not a very observant young man.
What young man is?
So I'm going to roll for the people that are in the tent right next to you.
Now.
I'll even roll out here so Zoe can verify the roll. You are surrounded by silence. What would you like to do?
As Valandril is waiting there, he's kind of catching his breath, kind of relaxing a bit. Do. So, he's gonna peer out of the tent that he's hiding in. Kinda.
You're between tents on snowy
He's
ground.
gonna peer out between the tents and kind of look around, see if the coast is clear.
Where you are, the coast is very clear.
Very clear. All right, he's gonna start skulking around again, just trying to evade people. He knows the coast is clear, but you don't know if there's gonna be an ambush. So he's kind of sneaking around, going to places, and at this moment, he's now actively trying to listen to see if he hears any conversation going on.
Okay, then roll for perception.
Thank you. 9.
In the tent next to you, you hear one sentence, and it fades into a silence that makes you think it turned into a whisper when they realized that they were speaking at a normal volume. I can't believe you fucking missed him.
We already used our F-bomb.
I get unlimited. And that's what you heard.
So at that point, daring heroics, damn it. This is such a good cliffhanger to end on, too.
That's why we're going to end on it.
Valandril's going to get his bow and arrow ready, and he's going to charge into that tent.
And we'll find out what happens when we return.
Boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom,
And the two of you are going to be at the position where you were watching the tables get broken down, turned into wagons, and the last of the dinner. I don't want to call it a mess because of how well organized everything was, but the dinner equipment is placed away. The people disperse, and the two of you are left standing there. Not as exciting of a cliffhanger, but certainly
Looking for a child.
that's where we stop.
Baby. Got to find her.
Now it's my turn to go jump in the